Welcome. I see that my camera didn't start either. What the hell's going on? There we go. Alright, so everybody had some technicals there. The stream was, had a bit rate of 600 instead of 15,000 like it should, so had to fix that. So, sorry about that, but yeah, I'll wait for everyone to jump in here. Here, I'll make sure that everybody's in before we get started. First, you're funny. Anyways, yeah, sorry about the technicals there. Yeah, we're gonna start actually by playing Everything Guys game, and then we'll get started with the system that we were working on last week, which was the inventory. So I did inventory last week, and I did the inventory grid and stuff, and then I'll finish up today with a bit of a mess this morning, sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, we'll finish up with the inventory actual, page. Then I'll do a hotbar, and I'll do the, what do you call it, the, weapon select if we have time. We'll only be able to stream till 2 today, so, unfortunately. Test my game area. Let's just get Everything Guys game here. Smushy playtest. I wish you could make a bunch of different comments on Discord, just one thread, because everything I have to scroll all the way to the top to get to his game. But anyways, this is a playtest. Is it on your website, or can I? Oh, or can I download? Just having a look here. It is alive. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Yeah, so I'm just going to download Everything Guys game, which I'm trying to look for here. AAA, are you watching? Because I can request a code from you. SAE Gaming. I'll just look for your website, I guess. Test Build 3? Is that the one? So anyways, I'm downloading it and then we'll play it. He left us. Yeah, right? While we're waiting for that, I will open up the project here so that we don't wait for Unreal to compile shaders. I think playing it on the cloud or something because it felt like it took 5 seconds later and I was in the game. Oh, yeah, really? Interesting. Okay. Well, I will just get it going here on my handy-dandy computer. Unzippity-zap this. And then we'll start the game. Anyways, so yeah, hopefully you guys had a good week. Mine was pretty decent. Worked on Tarkov a little bit. Man, that project just takes so much of my time. You know, and then I'm waiting for you know, it to be finished, obviously, and so I can give it to you guys. But all right, my project 3. Windows protected your PC from this devastating virus. Just kidding. I'm gonna run anyway. It's probably safer than most AAA games, to be honest. Shake and bake. Full from all the turkey, yeah. Yeah, it's not Thanksgiving up in Canada here, but I appreciate the... Isn't it Super Bowl Sunday on the... Or is that Canadian Thanksgiving? I can't remember. One of the Thanksgivings has Super Bowl Sunday, which I don't care about myself. But, yeah, obviously pretty big event here even. So, alright, we're gonna learn how to play. Be sure to set the UFO record for loot. Oh, shit, I didn't, Oh, AAA, you didn't. To inventory, drop disk, hold to run, space jump, left click to swing weapon, hold right click to aim, F shoots milk ability, M. Skip tutorial. Okay, it must be E to claim what's left. What'd I get? Oh, okay, I got some stuff down below there. Okay, nice. This cow is just so funny. Fountain of Moo. Oh shit, we got a smushy. Get out of here, smush. Hopefully this. Oh yeah, there's no audio coming out of it. There should be actually audio coming out of it now that I've realized it. Oh, I gotta change my input, I think, on my thing. Yes, check. There we go. Let me know if I get too quiet. I just turn the desktop audio down. Okay, so was that it? Is that the tutorial or goat meal? Because I don't see anybody showing up. So yeah, it must be it. Main menu. Play. This is utterly awesome. Super Bowl's not until January, February. What do you mean? Bobbert? Mr. Clucker? Oh, do you have to protect the chickens? Or are they my companions? Anyways, I thought the Super Bowl was like football's a summer sport, I thought, isn't it? So does it end in the fall? I just ate some turkey, had a couple of thighs left. I got some thighs left too. Yeah, work them guys. Alright, so we got the smushies. Oh, the animations look so much better than the last time I played this game. Oh, and they have the little facial expressions too. Oh, you're running away? I don't okay. Okay. Stick. You go wacky with stick. Oh, they're ranged, I see, okay. Get over here so I can smack you. Oh, I've been unalive. I suck at these games. Try again. No longer stick, I think. No, it's a winter sport baseball summer. Oh, okay. When the hell's I swear to God. Oh, you're right. You're right. It's in March. Because, I just remembered a issue I had now at a place I lived at, and I remember that it was, we only lived there 2 months, and we moved in February, so. Oh, whoops, I just ate a piece of meat. Oops. 4. AAA, how'd you do that? Because it puts it in a random order than it did before. If you're adding it with an array, wouldn't it add it the same order that you put it in? Or do you just put random items in there? Only one will know. Bug report. My floating fireplace. That's fine. Shit happens. Alright, so kill this mushy. Prepare for the next wave. Alright, well, that wave seemed easier than the wave before it. Oh, yes. Look at this UFO. What do we got in here? What'd I get? Nothing, eh? Alright. Mr. Clucker and Bobbert. Oh, wait, can I go to the mountain to move? Eat, open the mountain to move. Wave, stock, restart, repair food, stock, start next wave. Start next wave. Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh. I love that AAA did sound effects for his own game. So good. Oh, I leveled up. Okay, attack speed, please. Let's do that. Be sure to search for UFO wreckage for loot. Oh, that looks like it showed up twice. That guy there. Give him another throwable. Yeah, throwables would be nice, especially to deal with those pesky ranged guys. Ooh, the fog looks really good. Do I have enough? I have 11 souls. I know you need souls to like level up your. Oh boy, this is like kind of terrifying. Go. Guys, I have 8 health left. Gotta eat something. Eat something. Yeah, there you go. Alright. Okay, so where's my shop? Piggy Smalls. You got some goods, Piggy Smalls? Geez, that's a steep price for 5% run speed. Oh, is it this guy, Mr. Clip Clop? Clippity Hoppity Hop? What do you got? Oh, okay, here we go. Stone Axe seems pretty dope. I'm gonna get that. This isn't a good thing for chopping trees, but for chopping smushies. The milk is... Oh, that's right, that's right, that's right. Milk, I forgot about the milk. Look at this big behemoth. He's stuck. He's stuck. I'm just gonna shoot milk at him. I'm milk on... Okay, that sounds wrong, isn't it? So, what? They're attacking my storage. No! Get out of the way! What's happening? My stone axe is not doing it. Oh boy, what happened there? Smushies are attacking, try... Oh, I died and then leveled up and... Okay, I see. Alright, well, I mean, shit. I still didn't do that good. I mean, I still got a higher score than last time, but... it's pretty fun so far. I'm liking it. Yeah, I mean, just keep polishing it out, AAA. That's good stuff, so... okay, everybody, I guess we should get started here. Okay, so... I love the nonchalant, dispassionate moves, yeah, right? Okay, so... Obviously... What we did last time, and I'm so happy that the stream... Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the stream. I had to obviously change it because... Oh yeah, maybe we should... hopefully, mods in the Discord, if you guys are able to just delete my... join my stream comment and replace it with the new stream link, because that'll take them to the old one, so that'd be excellent. Okay... Stream a stream. Okay. So, I'm just having a look... This guy here. I don't even know how many... It usually tells me, like, how many viewers we have, so I'm just curious if it, like, made it all the way through. Oh, yeah, we got 10 people right now. Nice. So, alright, let's go to, what's it called? Just play the game here, and we'll just remember what we did. So, we obviously made an inventory, so here's our inventory. Everything looks super cute. We've pretty much done... so this is just the grid, though. This isn't like the actual inventory page, because you can see the grid is taking up like the entire page, or the entire screen, sorry. So we need to make a inventory for like inventory page itself, and then you can have it. You can. Oh, I see. It just showed up now. The the viewers. But anyways, yeah. So what we can do is create an inventory page. Shouldn't take too long, to be honest. So. Let's just work on that right away here. So, what we're going to do, we'll go to UI, we'll go to, actually here, so we have our item slots in our inventory grid. We're just going to create a new interface, user interface widget blueprint. Let's call it widget blueprint inventory screen. Oh, widget blueprint plus. Like it's going to be something spectacular, but it's just a regular old widget blueprint. Denise, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, I haven't seen you around before, as far as I can remember. Usually have a pretty decent memory, Azura will say otherwise, but I love her nonetheless. She's going to chirp me in the chat now, hopefully. I like to see her in the chat. But, anyways, so... I can't remember who it was last time. They said that, like, when I give an overview of what I'm going to be doing. So, first we'll create the UI, obviously, and then we need to create, or use this to basically populate the data in our inventory. Okay, so we'll need an input for an inventory, and then we'll need to go back to our HUD class and then pass all that inventory information. Right now we have it set to the grid, just so we made sure that it works. But we'll have to change all of that over. Oh, and you know what? I remember a mistake I made last time in the components in the inventory. I was like rewatching the stream and I was like, oh shit, I didn't do that. So look at what we did here. We added one to the existing slot, and then we hid, or sorry, we minused it from the local item quantity and then set local fail to false. Guess what we didn't do here? So we'll do that here as well. Okay, compile, so that was one issue that I did last time. We're also going to do this maybe today as well. It shouldn't take too long. I just have to create a blueprint with a box in it and then add an inventory and tell it what items it accepts. Yeah, so let's... Oh yeah, and we'll maybe do a drag and drop. Well, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to do here today, so won't waste too much time here, but it's been here before, usually just watching. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, thanks for commenting. Love to chat with you guys, and yeah, let's get started here. I think the stream's quite delayed, actually. Yeah, geez, it is. Usually it's not that delayed, it's only like 20 seconds or so, but it looks like it's at least 45 seconds of delay. That's brutal. Anyways, I fooled around with some stuff here. You guys will notice if somebody super chats or if somebody subscribes, we'll have a little thing pop up now. But anyway, so we're on the inventory screen. Let's just create that to start. So first things first, we'll get a canvas panel because we need something to anchor to screen, and this inventory UI screen is going to take up the entire screen. Okay. Did I miss too much? No, we're just starting. We're just starting. So welcome to the stream. So we added our canvas panel. Next, we will add a border. You can add an image if you've created a, what's it called? My brain, work not. If you have like a pre-made inventory in a graphics design program. Oh, I was going to show you guys one thing. Sorry, before I get distracted. We just made a couple things for AAA, mostly Azura, so I'm not going to take credit for it. Made these for AAA. I just put them on the store and stuff, but we're going to go to my thing. Here we go. So we created 4 new images for the store, and they are AAA. They are Moo themed because. So this is obviously for AAA's game. That's his little cow and little smushies, and then we did Smushy Game Over, Smushy. What do you got? Just playing the Smushy game, and then Smushy Victory. So those are available. We put them on as posters for now, but if you guys want them on something else, just let me know in the store there. So super nice. I love Azura's little smile here. It's cute. Anyways, we are going to get this border, and we are going to tell it to take up the. Do we want the whole screen and then add padding? Yeah, we will do that, because then based on whatever your screen size is, then it will change the size accordingly. So offset, yeah, maybe we'll do offset instead. So let's just reset this to 0. Let's do offset. Let's do like 175 for all of them. 75. That looks kind of dumb. Let's do top. Let's do 100 on the top and bottom. Okay. We will make the brush color. I'm, like I said, big fan of the transparent black look myself. We will draw it as a rounded box so that we get access to the outline settings, and then we're going to do fixed radius, and we will actually, let's just bring this up till we see what we like. And just like take off the edge, right? So 50 looks pretty good. Mark handed out thousands of dollars of free money and computer hardware right before you joined. Sorry, man. Yeah, you missed it. Yeah, big giveaway today. You missed it. But yeah, Phil. Anyways, regardless, welcome to the stream. No, we didn't give anything away. I can't even think of a joke. I was gonna poke fun at Mark, but. Guess I won't do that today. So, anyways, we got 50 on there. We can click this guy up here. It enables disable showing the dashed line, so you can actually just see a clean thing of how it looks. Looks pretty good. Okay. So, question: if you do full screen and padding, do you need to worry about stretching or squishing if displayed on different sized monitors, or should you use the 9-slice logic? I don't think so. We have it set to fill screen. You could do desired on screen, but we have a canvas panel attached, so that doesn't really work. Yeah, so just do fill screen. It shouldn't matter, to be honest. We can test that out, actually. You won't be able to see the results, but I'll take a screenshot for you. Bring it big, man. I can take it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just couldn't think of a joke. But, you know, I literally woke up like 45 minutes before the stream and then struggled to make a couple coffees for Azur and I. So, haven't had time to collect myself or come up with some jokes to use against Mark. So, but, anyways, So here we go. Here we got this. I think we'll test that out. I'm actually curious about that myself. About the full screen and padding. I don't think it'll stretch it because our grid... It'll stretch the border. I don't think it'll stretch the grid itself. Because our grid itself is... This is just me, spouting nonsense out of my brain here, but... yeah, the grid itself is, like, fixed, I believe. Oh, it's set to fill screen as well. So maybe we do... Let's see how it looks. Let's just see how it looks, and we'll figure that out when we get to it there. So, obviously, yeah, we will maybe add some text to this. And, or do we want to add a vertical box? Let's do that instead, just to keep it clean. So we'll add that to the border, and we will add the text block to the vertical box, and we'll just name this, inventory here, and then inventory. So if you wanted to split some stuff up, like if you wanted to have stuff in certain areas, what you could do... That's something new and different that I haven't really showed before, so maybe we'll do that. So we'll just say inventory. We will center that, I suppose. Okay. And let's add one of our grids. I'm just curious, in our grid, did we tell it... No, it'll be our inventory that tells us. How are we going to do that? You would have to add multiple inventories, I guess. Which is what I did in Tarkov. So yeah, in our inventory, in our player, let's go to our player. So there's our inventory. Let's call this, our weapons. And then we'll add another one. I don't know if this is unoptimized or not, to be honest. So if you guys know in the comments, let me know. We'll just say equipment. And then we'll say... I don't think this would be unoptimized. It's loaded anyway. Whoops, I said edit, sorry. Duplicate. It's loaded anyway, and you already have one on your player. I don't think this would be unoptimized at all, to be honest. Anyways, weapons, equipment, and we'll just say items. Okay, so now we can go to our inventory, or sorry, actually let's set everything here. So we'll open up equipment, accepted items. This is equipment, so we're going to do not weapons. We'll do not melee. Is that all we have? Oh, we have one more that we didn't add, which is... health. Is that in the parent one here? It's not, so we'll just add that quick. Health. So we don't really have any equipment necessarily. Maybe we'll just, the melee tool we'll say is equipment. So yeah, well, let's just change that. We'll just say melee on here. Just to keep it consistent. Do you know how to have the UI auto-adapt to different resolutions, or is that built in with UE? That is, yes, that is, if we go back to this guy, yeah, that's what fill screen does. It determines because you have screen sizes here, right? So this will tell you how big your screen is. You can roll over this, right? So this is set to 1280 by whatever the hell, which is super small. So my monitor, what is it? I think it's a, I don't know, like 27 or something like that. I don't know, ultra-wide. I don't have an ultra-wide. Azura has an ultra-wide. It's sexy as fuck. I actually really wanted one time to get one of those, like, 49-inch, like, super wide monitors and then just eliminate the second monitor. But I was reading that my graphics card would not be able to handle that. At the time, I had a 1660 Ti, so not the best thing. Anyways, I'll do 2K, because that's what my monitor actually is. Okay, so you can build for specific sizes with this screen size, but if you select fill screen, it should scale it up. The only thing that would be affected would be images, if you have them set to scale or fill something or whatever, if the image quality is not the best. then yeah, that's going to affect that. For image quality, if you use, if you guys aren't familiar with like graphics, SVGs are the best for in terms of image quality. So like when I go to print something like on the store, anything that is being printed, I'm using an SVG because it's a vector image, and doesn't matter how much you scale it, the quality doesn't go down. Okay, so that's why SVGs are king. Obviously, SVGs I think are a little bulky. Stand by, I'm just looking at. Actually, they're not too bad. They're still way more than a JPEG. A JPEG, so I'm just looking at, like, you know, the smushy time thing I just showed you guys. So 112 kilobytes, which is super small for this image, and then, shoot, smushy, yeah, this one. So here's the SVG, and yeah, it's 6.86 megabytes, right? So, is quite a bit of extra space, so I would not use SVGs all the time, only if it really matters. If, like, a mini-map, for example, would be, a good idea to have to be an SVG. That would be probably a pretty big file if it's your entire world map. However, if you're going to have the character or the player have the ability to zoom into the map, probably a better idea to have it be an SVG, right? So, okay, anyways, let's add this. So now we're going to go to user created, and we're going to find our widget inventory grid, and we're going to add that to our vertical box. Okay, so there's our grid. Let's, we have it set to fill. Do we want that? Sure. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back into the grid. The other day we did this. We did columns high and blah, blah, blah. I think that's still fine. Yeah, because it's going to basically create a row and then run out of stuff and then create a second row. I think that's fine. Hey? I don't think it's going to be a problem. So, inventory screen. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll just basically duplicate the two of these. If I can... Oh, you can't duplicate two? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good! Put that down there. This will be melee. I guess we'll rename this guy to weapons. Weapons! And then this was going to be melee. And we'll drag another one onto vertical box here, and then we'll... First we'll call this weapons grid. And then we'll call this melee grid. Duplicate text one more time. Put it on the bottom. Hey, buddy. I just watched Jingle All the Way yesterday with Azura. I love that movie. It's just... so it's really funny because I watched it as a kid, like, quite a bit. And I obviously didn't understand a lot of the jokes. And especially like when Sinbad was talking, he was just like spouting nonsense. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying. But yeah, and then same thing like with the kid. I was resonating obviously with the kid more because I was also a kid. But now I'm watching it again as an adult, and obviously I'm a dad now and stuff too. So it's like now I'm seeing it from the adult's point of view. And it's just like it's so surreal to watch movies from my childhood again because yeah, that happens. But anyways, yeah, I thought just Sinbad was talking about stuff when they first meet in the line. It was just hit the nail on the head pretty much. Okay, so this was what? Items, or what do we name this in our player? Items, okay. Dear Santa, can you send me a bike? No, your father's been laid off. Just kidding. So good. Items grid. Okay. Let's... I should have padded all the... I can edit the multiple things, can't I? Yeah, I can. 1, 2... Oh, I gotta put one more on anyway. 3... Did I? Oh, I see. Okay, I was confused why this said melee. Because I didn't change it. Items. Okay, and this will be items grid. And I've already named, we'll say 1. Items grid. Okay. Comments. There we go. Yeah, I think you're right. The 9 slices handles the border, not the content. Yes. Well, because the content, or the border we have set to fill, don't we? Yeah, because it's anchored to the whole screen, right? Speaking of rewatching kids stuff from being a kid, Terrahawks was bloody terrifying. I'm surprised I grew up this normal. Dude, you know what show I want to watch again that fucked me up? Brave Little Toaster. That shit was like that was a kids movie, okay? That was a kids movie about, it just had some dark shit in there. I don't know how the hell I grew up normal. Maybe I'm not. But Azura's never seen Brave Little Toaster, so I want to show her it just because it's like, man, that show was messed up. I think we'll do this and then center it and then maybe add a bit of padding on the left. We'll do like 50. I also think we should add some padding to the top of weapons of like 50. That looks pretty good. That's pretty nice. Okay, so there's our grid, or our inventory page. If you wanted to add something else to it, such as a, like an item info area here, what I would do is I would add like a horizontal box to the border. Oh, it looks like we can't. So I would add it to the canvas panel, then I'd add the border to that. And then now we have a vertical box. I'm sorry, I lied. I would add the vertical box to the horizontal box. There we go. Okay, and then I would have to... We gotta set some parameters for this. Let's do it dead center. And we'll clear all these. I could have pushed shift and all that, I know. Size to content. Or do we want to do that? No, let's fill. And let's put the horizontal box on the border. There we go. Okay, so that looks all right. So, okay, so we got this on here. We got this vertical box. How wide does this go? I told it to fill. Okay, so that's great. So this is going to fill, and then if you wanted to add another vertical box... then you would create... I show you how to do this in my inventory series if you guys want to check that out, but we'll add it to the horizontal box. So we have another vertical box. Now it's got nothing in it, but, you know, if, for example, you could make another widget that has the item info, which, again, I show you in that series if you guys are wanting to check that out. So we'll just say, you know, we'll just put another grid in there just to have something in there, right? So, yeah, there you go. And then this should... maybe we should have these... Maybe have this one specifically. Nah, we would do this, and we would do this. I'm pretty sure that this would actually, because we told it to fill, so I'm pretty sure that this will fill the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken. We'll test it out. We're not going to put anything in here, obviously, so we'll see if it works. But I would put some padding, regardless, on the left of this. Maybe like 100, just to give it some space. Okay. Okay. Maybe this can be a bit smaller. Who knows? Yeah, whatever. It's however you design your info thing, right? So, TG got Phil jumping every couple of seconds. Is Phil your dog? Hopefully, hopefully it's not your friend. I mean, it could be your dog friend, but number 1 was stolen again. That Denise is a menace. That Denise is a menace. Must be exterminated. Just kidding. God, what show is that from? Oh, I was thinking of Harry Potter. Ron says it. Phil equals Phil. Oh. Yeah, right. Okay, so let's... this is good enough. We don't want to get too much into an inventory page. It's like pretty much this. It's just a designing aspect of it. Now we'll do the coding. I will just pull up my notes here because I'm not a perfect human and I forget things. If you're new to the stream or whatever, this is what I do. If I make something, I put it in my notebook. So I take screenshots of it and make some notes, put it in my notebook. And then if I'm doing something like this again, then I open my notebook and be like, hey, how did I do it last time? You know, some of this stuff like... probably in character. Where's character? Right there. Like, fall damage. So, here's fall damage. I did this, like, a long time ago, so I could look at this and be like, you know what, I might have a different way of doing this now with the knowledge that I have versus whatever. But this is here, this is how I got it working, right? Actually, looking at this now, I probably wouldn't do an interface. I'd probably just do the take damage event that's built into Unreal Engine instead of using an interface now. Because you can still script because what this interface is, all it's doing is it's obviously triggering the event in the player, and then the component would, the health component would trigger some sort of damage stuff, right? So yeah, I would just use the in-engine event stuff and not even create a reference to this stuff. But yeah, anyways, so that's just an example. But yeah, we're looking for inventory, so it'll be UI. That'll be inventory page. So this is probably the one I made for the inventory series, to be honest. So there's the grid. We've already made the grid. Here's our menu. Was it? It was Fatman or Neo in Neo Masaki in this in the chat here. He told me this looks like a file folder, and I can't unsee it. He's ruined it for me. But the idea behind this was I was wanting to create tabs on the top that you can click on and then switch to your inventory thing, right? So, anyways, so it looks like all I did was have buttons on hovered for what? Oh, the exit button. Oh, we did create an exit button. We could do that again. You know what I was actually thinking the other day is in our blueprint library, did we make one, by the way? Content. We did not make one. Let's make one. So we'll do new folder. We'll do blueprint function library. And we'll make a new blueprint function library. We'll call this BPL. BFL underscore. We'll call it UI because this will be specific to UI. Okay, so we'll make a new function. I showed this on stream a couple of streams ago, but I'll just do it again here. Just got to look for the actual thing. Close. Oh, I put it in blueprint function library. Look at that, I'm smart. Okay, so there's obviously this widget, which we didn't do, so I'll do it right now. You got to click on here. You got to make this is focusable because we're doing mouse inputs on this, and we want this widget to have focus when we disable all the inputs, right? Because we're going to disable game only and do UI only, right? So with that in mind, we need to create an override in here. You go functions, override, on key down, right here. Okay, so now we're going to tell it to check for key values based on, you know, our enhanced input action stuff, right? So with that, you're going to do this in a lot of different widgets. If you have a pretty decently sized game, you're going to have a shit ton of widgets: the shop, the inventory, the NPC dialogues, other inventories, all that kind of stuff, right? So you're going to be repeatedly doing this. So it's probably just easier to make a blueprint function in a library that can be called anywhere in the engine. And we're going to do two. So this one will be called on key down override. Okay, and we need an input of, I believe, we'll script it here and we'll get it. So we'll get our player controller. Okay, and then from there, don't worry about world context object. In my notes and stuff, in my previous experiences, it works without plugging anything into there anyway. I believe that is just, if there's a specific item that is calling this, like if you want something, like if you want, if you're doing multiplayer, if you want to play a specific player controller from a client, then you would want to plug this into the, to this, right? So you can grab that and plug that in when you call this function. I'm pretty sure that's what it would be for. So if you're looking for something very specific to run whatever this function is, then that's what that would be. Anyways, so we're going to get our enhanced local player subsystem, which is our input system. Okay. We are going to drag it here. We're going to query keys mapped to action. We're going to be looking for a specific action that will override the UI only thing, right? So I do this. I only use one IMC. Some people use multiple, like Joppy. She's not in stream, I think, right now, but she uses multiples, and you can add and remove IMCs from your controller based on what's happening. I haven't done it that way. Maybe I should, but yeah, she was having some issues with that a couple of weeks ago, so we were trying to figure that out. But yeah, anyways, okay. So we want to select multiple actions, possibly, right? Like escape or tab or any of those, right? So drag this into the input, disconnect it right away, and then we're going to change this to an array. We're going to get a for each. Okay. My things are working again. Remember last stream they weren't working for some reason? I was dragging out of there and pushed F and I got a for each loop. Anyways, we're going to plug this into here. Okay? Next, we need to get this, and we need to get a copy, I believe. Yeah, get a copy, and then is this just a key? Yeah, it is. So let's plug this into here. It's not going to do anything, because it's going to create an output, but that's fine. We just need a key. Okay. So let's add that to an input. We'll just say key. Key? Do you have the key? Okay, we are then going to drag this. Hang on, is it? I can't quite remember what it is. What is this? Okay, this is a key event. Let's do key event instead on this. Key event. Okay, and we'll just do it in here just to keep it clean. So we're going to get key from the key event, and then we're going to check if this equals this key. Okay, and we're going to get a branch, and if it does, super cool. We're going to return, basically, return what we could do. Actually, we maybe don't do a branch here. We'll just plug in the output of this. Or do we want to do that? No, I lied. Sorry, we only want it to come out of true. We'll plug this in anyway, just to have it. So anyway, so yeah, that's all it is. Okay, so we're getting our player controller, getting our input subsystem or whatever, checking all of the keys that we're going to set in our widgets. If any of these keys have been pressed, and if this is the key that is mapped to any of these actions. Okay, then if it is, it's going to return true, and we're going to come out, and then we're going to finish our override. Okay. The next one we're going to make here is close menu, because holy crap, we do that a lot. So close menu. We're going to get our player controller. We are going to shoot. Damn, I've done this. Oh yeah, there's close. Yeah, I've done it before. I just like my brain's blanking on what we do. We would play an animation, but we can do that in each individual widget. Or we could do. No, we'll do it in each individual widget. So you got to remove, change the game mode back to UI to game, and then you got to remove your mouse, and then you got to remove from parent. So we'll do that. So we'll do, my brain. Why is it not working today? I'm the gatekeeper. Yeah. Are you the key master? I'm the gatekeeper. Keeper of all gates. What do we got here? Get player controller. I just said what we need to do, and now my brain can't remember what we're doing. Get player controller. We got to set show mouse cursor. Set show. There we go. Set show mouse cursor to false. And we should actually create one for opening a menu as well, because we do these a lot. So, and then we're going to set input to game only, and we will we won't flush the input because it shouldn't matter. I mean, we could just be safe. I feel like that caused some issues. I'll just leave it out. And then we're going to remove from parent. I guess we can, we won't do context sensitive. We'll do, yeah, remove from parent, and then it should come up. Yeah. So yeah, this just means it's going to show everything that you can do in your current blueprint or current whatever. So this wouldn't be available in most places. Okay, so we're going to make this an input for the close menu. Okay, and then we can plug that in. So that's all we're doing, and make sure you check context sensitive back on, or else you'll get everything all the time. And then you're like, why is it not working? Because you'll choose something that isn't compatible with this blueprint. Okay, so we'll do close menu, and we'll duplicate this function. We'll do open menu. And we're going to show mouse cursor. We are going to set input to UI only. Okay. And then we need to add our widget to focus onto this input as well. And we're going to flush our input on this because most often or not, someone's going to be holding shift for running and whatever the case is, right? So, all right, so that's not remove. We're going to add to parents. Again, I got to add to parent. or add to viewport, sorry. Okay, and what's this target? It's a widget. Okay, so that's something different. So I'm just going to get rid of this target. User widget, we'll just say widget. Perfect, done. Okay, and then plug this in. All right, so there we've scripted it once, and it's slightly messy, but I mean, hey, we don't have to look at this. And we can just call it anytime in the engine now, which we're going to do now. So we're going to go back to our inventory screen. Now we're going to call the on key down override. There's our function library function that we just made. Okay, we'll plug in our key event. We'll come out of here, we'll make array, and now we can select any, just keep adding pins, we can select anything we want to, right? So open menu. I only have one, but I was just showing you guys how to basically create multiple different things, right? So, you know what? Let's actually, I was just thinking about this one. Perhaps out of completed, we get a return node. Yeah, return node. There we go. I was like, why is it like not coming up? Anyways, then we're going to set that to false, and then we can run some events on here if we want. So back in here, so we're going to get a branch. If we have run, we are then going to close our menu. Okay, and we just need to get a reference to self here because it's this widget that we're closing. Okay, and then that should be it, and then we got to put handled here. Okay, there, that's on key down, that's super easy. Let's go to compile. So, I'm just trying to think here, so back, oh no, we don't need to go there. In the designer, event down, okay, so that should be good. Back to the inventory page. Okay, let's make an exit button, okay? Won't do anything super fancy, because I don't want to, you know, waste too much time on this. So we'll add it to the canvas panel. We will add it to the top right. And how do you do it? Is it hold shift to update alignment or hold control to update position to match? There, so we'll hold control and do that. Size, yeah, we'll do 100 by 100. Because why not? Actually, no, it's too big. 50 plus 50. Okay, so here's the thing. In my inventory series, if you guys followed along that, sorry, can you explain what flush input is and why you check it? So flush input will, if you are running in the game and then you interact with something and open the UI and you change to the game to UI only, the game registers that you are still pushing inputs from the game only mode. Okay, so if you have anything in your, any inputs that apply inputs, like that has the same commands or whatever that applies inputs to your UI, then it's going to cause some issues. It's actually more going to cause issues when you close UI and go back to game than it is most of the time, but I have run into some issues where it actually causes issues when it is checked. The opposite is true. So I leave it unchecked for now. If it's going to cause some issues, we'll just check it, right? So, but yeah, it's basically removing all of the inputs that are currently being inputted or whatever. So that's what flush input does. Anyways, so yeah, we got this guy here. So yeah, I was going to say, in my inventory series, I used alignment to move this, and that caused a bunch of issues. So if you're going to have multiple different anchoring points, alignment is generally not the way to go. Alignment shouldn't go higher than 1, right? Like I can do 0.5 and 0.5, like that'll center it on this anchor point. But as soon as I start going above 1, now anytime you change the screen size, it's going to be just totally whack. So don't go above 1. 1 and 1 just means that it's going to be in the bottom right corner. Okay, in this case, I think I'm going to do 0. No, sorry, 1 there, 0 here. Yeah, there we go. So I wanted it in that corner. I'm going to move the position to be the top of this guy right here. Okay, we'll see how that looks. Alrighty, so I think, you know, we'll just do text or something. We'll just put a big ass X there on this button, and we'll call this button exit. Okay, let's do this text block, and we'll just say exit again. Well, text block will just be a big X. X. Where is, oh yeah, color. Oh yeah, I just want the button. There it is, normal, red, right? Or almost red, I guess. Maybe we'll do a little, yeah, we'll leave there, okay. Draws around a box, sure. Which means we get access to this outline setting, which means we can do this, and we can do 10. Okay, don't care about outline, or we can just do black, I guess. Width will be something like that. Perfect. What's up, Taken? Carlson, welcome to the stream. Tommy, you're welcome for explaining that. Hopefully that made sense. Yeah, Carlson, welcome to the stream. We're making the inventory page right now for the inventory, hotbar, all that kind of stuff that we were working on last time. So, okay, so we got this made. What does that look like? That looks pretty decent. I mean, I was going to make something half-assed, but it looks pretty decent. Is that all we need to do for this? I think so. Okay, I think so. So let's copy this by holding Shift and left-clicking, and then Shift right-click to copy, and Shift left-click to paste, so we don't have to redo a bunch of work, and then we can just change the hover to like a darker red, and then we can change the press to be, you know, like a lighter red, and then we could, that's fine, we'll just leave it as is. We can change the sounds as well, I guess. We can have some hovered sounds. Where are you? Hovered sound. Is there anything good? Did I have to change my... I did. Okay. I gotta turn my main outs up just a little bit. Hopefully you won't hear me. Is it just so I can hear it? Okay, I can hear it fine. Compile fail. I don't know. End play. There's nothing good here. Oh, actually the flashlight switch is good. Yeah, we'll do that. Flashlight switch. And then we'll do... Whoops, sorry, I hit my camera. Click sound, we'll do... click button Q. Okay. And, sweet. Should we do animation? Sure. And then, I'll show you guys a nice little trick to the little whooshy whoosh I think I made in my thing. It's pretty nice. But, anyways, we'll just do that quick. Animations. This is just going to be a fade animation. Hopefully that's what I named it, because I can't see... Okay, yeah. We're going to add... all named widgets this will be the whole thing. Okay, we're going to add a render opacity, and we're going to add a... transform. Okay, so we will go to 0.25 seconds, add a keyframe, go back to the beginning, and then we're going to add the render opacity to be 0, and the transform to be just the scale. We'll do 0.8 and 0.8. Okay, and then that'll make it fade in nice, like that, right? And then we can add a audio track. It's recommended that I don't care. Okay, that's just talking about the audio clock, which is the, yeah, don't worry about the audio clock. Okay, so there's our audio. I'm going to add a sound effect in from my pack. I just got to open it. Audio, sound effects. It's like a whoosh sound. Just one sec here. People sounds, room sounds, risers, wind and air. Or is it wind and air? Or wind risers, I think, maybe. No, these will all be too hard, I think. That's too whippy, I guess. Arrowwind's short shaker. Yeah, that's too... I think you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Airwinds speed up. Winds synthesize. Howling winds. I got other sound effects. I got like whips and stuff. Epic whooshes. Epic whooshes. What does that sound like? Basement whoosh. Yeah, that's too, like, hardcore. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Is my volume okay, by the way? Because I did turn down the, my, what's it called? my desktop volume. Sure. Why don't we do that? I guess we gotta add it to the viewport, or to this guy. Contents, new folder, audio. Sure. Okay, and then we'll add that to the oops, to the animation. Wind. Actually, sorry, what did it call? It's like whoosh. There we go. Can I change the volume on this? Because it was pretty loud. Volume, we'll do like 0.3. And then we can shorten this. Or we should be able to shorten this clip, yeah. To be like that. Oh, looks so good. Okay. Like the streamer, I will hit your funny bone. Oh, Mark, that's brutal. Not the funny bone. You know what's worse than the funny bone? I play hockey, so I'm a, true Canadian. But anyways, there's that little bone on the side of your foot, like on your ankle. If you get hit with a puck in that, holy fucking shit. You're straight to the bench. You're fine, generally. It's like same thing with a funny bone, but, yeah. BSG popping in for a few to say, hope everyone is well, and it's a good stream. We'll come back in a bit. Awesome. Hope to see you soon. Whoever's being quoted at the start of the new video sounds incredibly smart. Who is being quoted at the new video? I don't know what you mean, but, well, anyways, yeah. We'll see you in a bit, hopefully. Hopefully, make it back here. Tommy, I reloaded the webpage, and now it shows 14. Oh, are you talking viewers, or oh, you're talking, likes. Yeah, the like system probably is broken, I'm not sure. But, oh, anyways, by the way, at the end of this video, I'm releasing my next video. It's going to be a premiere, so you guys will just basically oh, actually, you won't transition right into it because I had to restart the stream. That sucks. Oh, well. I'll just make it live, and then you guys can just head over there and watch it. It's, basically, this is where I answer your questions. So, you guys did ask a couple of questions after, I think it was Tuesday. But those ones didn't make it in because I recorded the video on Tuesday, so, or Monday, I think. So, we're going to hit compile. We're going to X off this animation so that we don't make any errors. We're going to go to our graph. So on event construct, we are going to play animation. Okay, because event construct is triggered when we do add to parent. We'll go to animations, we'll go fade. We'll put the fade in here. Number of times to play, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine. Then on... so... on key down, do we play the animation? Yes. Before we close the menu. Because when you remove it from parent, that triggers event destruct, but it will remove it from parent. So it's not going to play the animation. So we'll have to add it here. Play animation. We'll do reverse. And we'll do fade once again. And blah, blah, blah. It's all good. Okay, sorry, that'll go here. Here we go. There we go. So that's good. I don't want to do anything on false, so that's fine. Let's go back to the event graph. Let's script our exit button. So we'll click on it on clicked. Yeah, we'll do on clicked. And we will... oh, you know what? Sorry, I made a mistake. This has to be play animation on finished event. Play animation... with finished event, where are you? Okay, maybe I gotta play animation. Why is it not coming up? Animation with finished. You know what we're gonna have to do then? Is we're gonna have to not put this in here, and we'll have to do this. And we'll have to make an event called custom event called close menu, and then we'll have to get it here because it won't let me do it in that override for some reason, probably for good reason. Animation events Play animation with finished event. Okay, so we want that one. We're going to get the animation for fade. Widget will be self. Okay, and then we're going to, off of the finished event, then we're going to get close menu. Okay? It has to be off of a finished event, because if you play animation with finished event, then close the menu, this is going to execute instantly, and then it's not even going to play your animation, it's just going to remove it from screen. Okay? So now I have to go on clicked exit. We can just plug in right here, or call closed menu. It doesn't matter either way. Okay. Question: your exit button, if you resize the screen, it will keep alignment or go wonky? It will only go wonky if you use alignment, if I recall. Like if your alignment is above 1 on either of those. We'll test it out. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we'll add this to screen here. We'll just make sure it looks good first. So, and then we need to add, we'll add a couple of variables here first. So we need to add the inventory, inventories with an S, I guess. And then that'll be of type BPC inventory, and we're going to make it an object reference, but make it an array because we added multiples, right? And we're going to expose on spawn and make this instance editable. We also need to make a custom event called refresh inventories. Okay. The input will be the same as that, so why don't we just drag this out and drag this here. That saves us some time. Okay, so we're going to set our inventories, and then we have to do some stuff here, which I actually think is just in terms of the grids. So why don't we make another array that's just specifically these grids. Yeah. So we'll do that. So yeah, we'll make another variable. We'll call it inventory grids. And then, sorry, yet another question. Should you do get valid on the UI widget before you play the animation for on key down to ensure it exists? It will exist because event construct is only called when you add to parent. So if the widget doesn't technically exist, then it's not going to add anything to parent, and it's not going to do anything. So yeah, that is the only time that this is called. I think it says that here too. No, it doesn't say that. But yeah, this is only called when you do add to viewport, not add to parent, pardon me. Add to viewport is the node that calls that event. Okay, so inventory grids, we're going to change this to BPC, or not BPC, or WBP. Widget inventory grid, and then we're going to make that an array, which it is. Okay, I think on construct, do we want to do it on construct, or do we want to just do it? We will probably do refresh inventories. We only have to do this once, though. So we'll do this on pre-construct. Get inventory grids. And we're going to add to this. And then we're going to get our... we can't do pre-construct. Or can we? We can. So I'm going to get a for each, I think. Inventory grids. Well, this is for our player's inventory, so actually what we could do is we could just go get the grids and just add the grids. Right? Weapons grid. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. My brain was in the right place. So, yeah, on pre-construct, we're going to grab this weapon grid and this inventory grid and this... I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Do we have two on here? I'm confused. Let's go back here. Oh, that right. This is just a dummy. We'll say dummy. And we'll make it not even a component we can edit. So, there we go. Weapon grid, melee grid, item grid. Okay, and then we'll make an array here. Inventory grids. Add. Make array. Plug these in. can we append? We can just append this, right? Append array, we'll do that instead. Okay, so, come on, add a pin, buddy. Okay, so we'll add these to this. Okay, so now they're part of the one array. Okay? Compile, and now for the inventories, we want to get a for each. Now I'm thinking there's no index for these. So if they're out of order, it's not going to update the right one. Oh, how do we do this now? Sorry, one sec. Just trying to keep all the grids together, right? Is it true the president of the Discord was unfairly thrown into the overthrown in a coup? Probably, yeah. I would say so. Now he's casserole bro. Hard fall. Understood both questions. Thanks. No problem. Mark, are you trying to behave today? Yeah, Mark. If he gives a 4 out of 10 in terms of the appropriate scale, I think that's a win. But I ate too much and I'm falling asleep at my desk. Yeah, right? So, okay, so we've appended these. Now we are getting the new inventories, and then we got to... How do we sync these up? Because normally we'd have one grid and then I'd just put the inventory in there, right? Excuse me. Sorry. So we're going to get the inventories. We don't need a for each on this. We just need to set our inventories. And then we need to get this inventory grid and get a for each from that. What variables do we have access to in here? So if we just get a copy, what can we pull out of here to make sure it's the right one? Not utilities, I'm looking for variables. There it is. Variables, defaults, right there. So in our inventory, we could add a name as well. We'll just say inventory name. And that'll just be a name just for comparing, right? So we'll hit compile. That'll be instance editable. So now we'll go back to our player, and then we'll items, inventory name, item, inventory, I guess. See how they're out of order? So that would have caused some errors, right? Melee, inventory. You can put like player, inventory, all that kind of stuff if you want to. Weapons, inventory. Okay, so inventory. Okay, so we made a name. We're going to go to the inventory screen. We got to make one in our grid now as well. The reason I'm kind of, stuck on this is because we've designed it so this one is weapons specifically, this one's melee, this one's items. So we want to make sure that even if they're out of order in our player, that they go to the right ones. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's an easier way to do this. Let's go to we're going to delete what we just did, the inventory name. We don't need it. We should make maybe a second enum, because this is just a thing where we can select what it is. You could probably reuse this if you have different slots for your large weapon and sidearm and all that kind of stuff. These are all different slots. You can just reuse this one, but since we're just adding them all to the same one, we can go to our data folder and make another enumeration called inventory type. Okay. Guess we'll have to put the E in front of there to make it all proper. Okay, let's add, so we will add weapons, melee, and items. Okay, save that. and then we can add that to our inventory itself. Okay, inventory type. You know what we should do too, actually, is we should add all to that. E_inventory type. There we go. Okay, we'll make that instance editable, obviously. And yeah, maybe we add one more in there called, like, all. So in case, like, it's just like a blank storage that has everything in it. Right? We should totally get together and use Royal Request to make TG do an early 2010s clickbaity video where he's like, "What up, everybody?" Dab dab. It's your boy TG, yeah. Welcome to Equals 3. Flashback to 2010, when that was the most subscribed YouTube channel. Anyways, inventory, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And then in our inventory grid also, we are going to inventory type. We'll do the same thing. Okay, E_inventory type. And I think this one will be exposed on spawn and instance editable. Okay, so back in our inventory screen, okay, so we've set our inventories. We're going to get our inventory is here, and we're going to, I guess we got to get a for each for this as well. We're going to do a double for each, but that's fine. And we're going to check here if the inventory type, we'll get the inventory type here too. Get inventory type, and we're going to say equals enum equals, okay? We'll hit branch, and if that's true, then we're going to, we just got to run the event in inventory grids, which is display inventory, I believe. Okay, true, and then we want this inventory in here. Okay, there. So yeah, we had to do a little bit of impromptu stuff because we wanted the multiple inventories in here. Okay, that will run all of them. When we come out of completed, I don't think that's going to be a big issue. Okay, so refresh inventories, we got to change in the HUD class. We're just getting all this to work right away here. So let's open the HUD class. Okay, so as you remember, we can delete this, and we can get open inventory or open menu. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Open menu blueprint function library. There it is. Okay. Widget will be this, and the widget to focus on will also be this. Okay. So we're displaying our inventory. Get player inventory. We got to fix that as well because we have it set to something else. So interface, get player inventory. We're going to make this a array. Graph is not editable, right? We got to fix it in the actual interface. Player ref, get player inventory. We're going to change that to an array so that we can output all of our things. We'll close that. We'll go back to our player. We will make array. Plug in weapons, and then melee, and then items. Okay, there. So that's going to return all of our inventories to our HUD. Hit compile. We got to unplug this. We're going to delete this because we're going to call. This is going to bug me. There. Okay. Yeah, sorry, we got to call refresh. Right, I forgot. Sorry. I forgot that we, this isn't the inventory menu, this is the grid, so we got to create the inventory screen now instead. Okay. Looks like we need to get the player's inventories down here as well, so we got to do this now, right? Oh, right, that won't work. So we got to delete this. Got to change this to inventory, this guy right here, inventory screen, Don't show this again because I know what I'm doing. Okay, then we'll plug that in after. Let's move this back here. Okay, and actually perhaps we'll actually move it back even further. We'll move this over here and we'll move this back here. Well, first thing we'll do is we'll get the player's inventory. Okay, and then we'll do this. And you could also add another thing that's like checking the player's inventory and checking if it's a valid index. No, that's fine. No, that's fine, because it'll create no matter what. So, do we want to promote this to a variable? No, because we can pull this out any time, and then that's saving us a thing, but at the same time, it's going to make it a little messier. Okay, so there's that. Now we need to inventory menu, refresh inventories. And we need to call that at the end here. So yeah, you know what? It doesn't make a difference if this is here or not, so we're going to promote to variable. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we'll plug that player inventory in right here as well. So, I mean, this is just setting it here, but this is running it. I mean, to be honest, do we need this here? Probably not. I don't think we need this here, because we can just go back to our inventory screen. We'll make it inventories. We'll just make it not exposed on spawn, but still instance editable. Okay. Back to the HUD class. We will disconnect this and refresh, because that's gone now. Okay, we'll get rid of this. Probably didn't need to move that there now, but that's fine. Okay, so our inventories get plugged in. This is going to get plugged into here to refresh our items. We are going to then plug this in and then get our inventory menu. Yeah, inventory menu, and plug these into here. So this is going to add it to our viewport and disable our inputs and stuff. That should be good. This should work. Let's check it out. Whoa, it added it to screen, but it didn't add anything to our inventories, which there should be stuff in the inventories. Oh, you know what? I know what happened there. Sorry. We didn't change any of the actual things in the inventory screen. So, weapons grid. Inventory type, instance editable. So we have to go back to the inventory screen, back to the designer, I believe, and then we go to weapons grid, and it should show up here somewhere. Inventory type weapons, melee grid melee, and items grid items. Okay. This one, the dummy one, we'll just say all. Okay. Maybe we can use this later, actually, to show the other inventories that are coming in. So, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. So, anywho's... So, by default, maybe we just have this be collapsed. And then we can do that later. Okay, so, next in the graph... Let's see, or in our inventory... Yeah, in our inventory, sorry. We're going to go to... in our player's inventories. My brain. Okay, so... health items, yeah, we want that, but in health we don't want large weapons or melees or attachments or we want grenades and attachments. That's items. Melee, we only want melees, and weapons, we only want weapons. Okay, there's that. Inventory type, weapons, melee, and items. So the reason no items showed up is because all of them were set as weapon. I think it ran weapon first, and then it overrode it with items and melee, which were also set as weapons. So it set everything as nothing. I'm assuming that's what happened. Okay, and then just checking the grid. What are we doing? We're doing this. Refresh slots. Get the items. Okay. So that we'll see what happens now. Still nothing happens. We can check, we can go to our blueprint debugger, and we can open up the item inventory screen, and we can check and see if it set stuff. So it didn't create any slot widgets. It says inventory unknown, so it didn't set the inventory properly. So that's a good indicator of where to start looking for this, right? So we'll bring this back over. Sorry, my camera's all crooked. Sure. Lighting stuck the whole stream and you guys didn't say anything. Just kidding. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on here. So it's saying access none. Let's check it out. Sorry, can I see that error again? Access none. Event graph. And it did that 4 times. Oh, and display inventory didn't work either. Why did it access none? Do you know what? Did I do the wrong one? Because on pre-construct, it should be building this. Why don't we just not do this? And why don't we just do this? Inventory grids. And then we'll add another one to this, and we'll add inventory... sorry, I actually made that not a variable. Dummy. We'll call this other inventory. Okay, and then we'll make that a variable again. And we'll just add that to here. It's not going to do anything with it. Other inventory. Where's... Oh, right there. It's on all. Okay, great. Okay, so we'll just plug this in here. That probably will fix our errors. These notes are annoying because it's like, this will never be called. It's like, what? Yeah, it will. In HUD class, I'm pretty sure we're calling it. Yeah, so I don't know what this issue is. Okay. Look at that. It worked. So, we should dial back... oh yeah, obviously I duplicated everything, so that's why they're all the same items. So... this is also where we can utilize that one function we made as well. Where we can check and see if the item is accepted by the inventory, and then it just removes it if it doesn't. And then, yeah, we should dial these back, because I set it to 12. Maybe we set it to, like, 8. Yeah, so let's change this up a little bit. Grid. So we'll get the amount of items. Why is it adding 12, actually? So, display inventory, we get the inventory. Is it valid? No. Inventory, how many items do we have? Actually, let's look in here instead. In the inventory, we told it the inventory size is 12 slots. Let's default this to maybe like 8 now, but, and then in our player, I guess we can change that to items. We'll just say, oh, 8, did it override everything? It did, okay, sweet. So they're all 8 now, but we gotta figure out how to, I think we would create a function in here. So we add to inventory, bind a slot. So if no slots are available, I think instead of local fail here, we'll do inventory size plus plus. We'll just add an inventory, and then okay, we got to resize, right? Resize. So actually what you could do is you could set this to 1, like inventory size to 1, and then it will add basically a slot for every item that you get, and then you can put a max inventory size in here. Inventory size, we'll say like, I don't know, 20. Make that instance editable as well. But let's say like 20 is the max. Okay, and let's take this and clamp it. Clamp integer, and the max will be the max inventory size, and minimum will be 1. Okay, and then, or should I do this? And then, yes. Let's forget the clamp. Let's do, does inventory size equal the max size instead? Because then we can do stuff if it is, right? If it is, so if it's false, let's do this, and then we'll resize our items, which will be this. Okay, and then if it is true, then we're going to do the set local fail to the local failure. Mark was saying that that's what he is last stream. Which is, it's funny, but it's still mean. But anyways, local fail will be true, and then this is where we can add you know, a UI, whoops. UI warning. Okay. There we go. So now we can so find slot if there's any slots available. So at the beginning of the thing, inventory size, where's my event graph? So let's do 1 for inventory size. Okay. We'll resize it. We'll basically all of them I think will just have the inventory size of 1, or do we don't need this actually, because we're gonna set our items, right? And then I'm just gonna test this out obviously before we do some other stuff. But so items, so we got so just so you know, this is going to make it have no empty slots. If you want to have empty slots, then you wouldn't do what I just did. You would basically keep it the same, but just shorten the amount of inventory slots that you're using. Okay? I'm awake, I heard my name. Set local casserole boy equals true. Yes, right? What even is a casserole boy? I think that's a discussion we need to have in the chat here. Is it like the Pillsbury Doughboy, except you're just made of goo? Like, I don't know. Neomatsky said, we should totally get together and use roll request to make... Oh yeah, I read that already. Left my... You guys are funny, I'm just reading the chat, it's funny. Okay, so yeah, we don't need the event begin play, we're just going to do the one item. But yeah, if you want to have empty slots there, like how many slots can you store here, then yeah, you would not do what I just did, you would leave it the exact same, but you maybe would add like a max stack size, or a max inventory size of, you know, 8, like you could still add this. You could still do this part, does the inventory size equals max stacks, max inventory size, and then if it's true, then you would just do local fail UI warning, but for me, I'm doing this so that we can obviously add a spot, right? So, yeah, perfect. So I just want to test that out and see if it works. So I'm just going to hit 1 to do that debug. Okay, so it's all working. There's just 3 different inventory things and they all have the same thing, right? So it only created the amount of slots for the amount of items I have. Okay, so actually this should work with our inventory now too then. Right? Perfect. So a little bit of stuff that doesn't look that great. So it's got a lot of padding up here. I wonder if that's from weapons. Or did we just align it to the wrong thing? So let's... I wish you could see live UI updates, like, real bad. But you can't. Okay, designer. What did we do wrong? Weapons grid. That seems fine. It was the... Or maybe... Oh, there is padding. Sorry, weapons grid. There is padding. On the left, though. I see that I see the little this thing, so that means it does align to the bottom in some variety. Is there where's content, or is that not in here? It's not in here. Horizontal box. Border. Content is set to fill, which is fine. So it's just this weapon grid. That is super weird. No, I don't want to do fill. I don't want to do fill. That'll make it look really stupid. That is super interesting. Vertical box, I think... No, it would be... Maybe... No, not weapons. Weapons grid. So it's definitely going to be the grid. So maybe it's the grid itself. Designer. Border. Oh, yeah, see, it is the grid itself. That's set to fill. Scroll box. That's also set to fill, but it's got some random-ass padding on it. Oh, I know why I did this. We're going to get rid of all of this padding. Okay? We're going to just have it... We'll set the padding in the actual inventory here. Okay, so we'll compile. It should update it. It did, but it's probably going to do some funky things. Let's have a look. Oh, it didn't. We just got to add some padding between the text and the thing, and then maybe put some padding around this other bit here so that the border gets a bit wider. Let's make the border a bit squarer so that it matches like the aesthetic of the actual slots. Interesting. All right, well, there's a bug we gotta figure out. So we'll fix that. We'll fix this first, and then we'll deal with that little buggage there. So weapons grid. Weapons, I'd put some padding of 50 on, maybe bottom padding of like 20. And we'll do the same thing with these guys. Bottom padding of 20. Let's see what that looks like. Bottom padding of 20. Yeah, it's not going to show us anything. That's annoying. Was that... Oh, yeah, then we wanted to make the border for all of those, which will be in the grid, a little bit less round. Oh, yeah, corner radius is pretty crazy. Let's do, like, 10. Whoops. Is the padding coming from the slots themselves? I don't think so. I think it was coming from this widget, specifically the grid one. So we'll see how that looks now. That looks way better in terms of the background. So let's say you can make that bigger too if you wanted. Like you can stretch this right out. Melee and items, we should add... Let's add a bit of top padding to them. So I can select, I should be able to select both. And do top padding of, let's say, 20 as well. Let's see what that looks like. Love it. Good enough. So that, you know, you get the idea, right? So, Borderlands 4 keeps crashing. That's because you're watching my stream and playing Borderlands, Neo. Alright, so... That works, but this does not. It just endlessly calls this. Why? So look, in our this, I'm pushing specifically the, oh yeah, right here, right? On clicked X's. So we're doing this, so it's going to be the same for the tab as well, correct? No, tab's not even working, actually. Which it should be. So, Do I call that event in on key down? I don't. That's why it's not working for tab, but it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same idea. It's going to do this, and then it's not going to work for some reason. Close menu plan animation reverse. Actually, is what we want to do. Instead, and then close menu. Then we open this up. Oh, I see. I'm calling close menu instead of the close menu for the function library. That would be why, everybody. Target will be self. So, was it Tommy? Were you asking about... Somebody was asking earlier about... are you going to show... Maybe it was on the other stream before I closed it. Somebody asked if I was going to show how you debug widgets. Yeah, I would debug widgets by using the blueprint debugger right here. Tools, debug blueprint debugger, because HUD doesn't exist until you simulate your game, right? So this is the only way you can kind of check stuff. So then you can find any of your widgets here. So the inventory screen, right? It'll tell you all the variables that you have in here, including like its priority, if it's focusable, all this kind of stuff. And we're gonna go to we'll go to other inventory grid. And you can see this is unknown, so it didn't set any data for inventory, which is obviously what I didn't do because we don't have another inventory just yet. Yeah, so that's done. And then how many item slot widgets did it make? It made none. Okay, so now we'll go to one that's actually working, like the weapons grid. Okay, so here's the grid panel. So now you can look at the grid panel and all the variables that have been set in here, right? Its visibility, all that kind of stuff. You can check all that. Where are you? Slot. Oh yeah, this is weapons. Yeah, this is weapons grid, right? Yeah, so inventory. So it's set that component in our player to be the weapons one from our player, right? So and then you can look in there. What items do we have in here? You can check, right? Blah blah blah. Accepted items. Perfect. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to do now is I want to check if the items that we're adding to which I think we're gonna have to do here in the grid. The items that we're adding belong here, like if they're part of the inventory type. So let's move this over. Oh my god! Promote to variable because it doesn't create a hard reference. We'll just say current index. Okay, and current index. There it is. I like couldn't see it for a second. Okay, and then current index here. Just cleaning this up because neatness is awesome. We can move this over now. Probably get rid of this guy. And we can move this guy closer too now. Very good. Was that it? I think so. Cool. So, yeah, we got our current index, and now we're going to check if this item, inventory structure... How would we do this? Yeah, we would break this, and then we would get it from our... I believe from our data asset, we'll get item type, right? Get item type. Oh, this isn't going to work, though. Because... we have to go back into our data assets. Contents. Data. Primary data assets. And we need to go to item data. And we need to item type. And then this is inventory item type, I guess we'll call it. And then we need to do that enum item type. We're doing this because we need to set, so we can set this in each of these. So melee in default inventory item type will be melee. Sorry, are these the same? Oh shit, these are the same, sorry. Item data. Inventory item, or inventory type. Yeah, that's the one we want. Okay. Then we'll go back. Now we'll open melee. Yeah, item type melee. This will be, for melee, will be melee. Perfect. Okay, so we'll do that. And there's just obviously two different things going on here. One is, hang on. I had to do this in Tarkov, but it was actually justified, I guess. Inventory. I might be out to lunch here, sorry. Because this exists... This exists only because we want to know what type of thing it is. This exists so we know what items it accepts. So we actually don't need this, then. Inventory type. That just was a waste of time. I think. So then we'll go back to our grid. Get item type. And did we actually set all of these in our data? No, we didn't. So, grenade. This will be, oh, health. Oh, I didn't set grenade, I guess, because we didn't use it. We just wanted to get it working. Okay, so it looks like the rest of them I did. Okay, so we're going to get the item type, and we're going to check our inventory. And we're going to say, does inventory accept item? Looks like we just have to plug the data asset in, so that's great. Because we made this last video just to double check if it accepts the item. And we're going to get a branch. And if it does, we're going to create a widget. If not, we're going to skip it. Actually, what we should technically do is we should remove it from our inventory. Right? Because if it doesn't accept the item, why is it in there? Remove from inventory. False, right here. The index items, yes, we'll plug in our current index, or we can do this too. Let's just do that. Okay, so we'll put the current index in there too because it's the same thing. Perfect. Okay, so that we'll remove it. So that should actually clean this up, possibly. It did. So we only have weapons and weapons, and then everything else got removed. So we didn't set something correctly because the other ones got were not added, and we did have melee and health item in there. So, why didn't it work for the other one? The other ones, I should say. Were they not? Is something not set for them? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, so that removes it for all of them. Let's do instance editable for this. And exposed on spawn, I would think. It's for the inventory for the grid. Because when we create the grid... Or did I not do that because we set it in... Sorry, we set it here. We set it here as an input. Okay, so that's why I didn't do that. So yeah, it should be working then, theoretically. If it's not valid. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, this is going to cause issues later too if we reopen our inventory, because the slot will exist. It's going to go to true. It's going to update the slots, but so actually what we're going to do is we're going to come out of here and we're going to say is valid. Yes, we're going to get an is valid. Because if the inventory slot widget is not valid, because we've added a new item to our list or something like that, and it's going to run that item, it's going to run and it's going to get that index, it won't exist yet. So if it's valid, we're going to refresh slot. If it's not valid, we're going to... that'll just create new widgets, though. So I don't want to do a for each necessarily. Let's do this. And so this data won't be valid for that. So let's promote this to a variable now. This is all getting a little bit more complicated than I thought it was gonna, to be honest. So we'll promote this to a variable. Okay, and then we'll pull this back. Let's get array element and plug that in there. Or we can probably break this and it'll stay clean, eh? There we go. There we go. Okay. So we'll do that. Item to remove, we can do array element, which I'm going to rename now to current item. Okay. Up here now, that all actually should work fine. And then we can, but except we got to do this. Current item, set current item as this. Okay. So now we've set those variables. We can plug current item into here as well. We've set those variables so that we can reuse them throughout the thing here. Who else? Mad, you can't react on YouTube chat. Yeah, pretty much, right? If our inventory isn't valid, get it. Yeah, right? Pretty much. Okay, so do item slot which exists. Great, it's going to update it, but if the slot for some reason is not valid, it's going to check if the current item is accepted, and if not, it's going to remove the item from the inventory. If it is, then we're going to create a new slot, and then add it to our widget slots, add it to our child grid, and blah, 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 blah. And then I guess we should... Oh, I see. We add the item here, and then it populates it. I see. Okay, so that should work fine. Let's put plug current item into here. There we go. Nice and neat, everybody. So let's check this out. It's still doing the same thing. So why does it take away the melee stuff from the inventory? That's the big old question right now. Okay. That's the grids. So when they run display inventory, they're grabbing their... I'm curious how this is working out. So let's put F9, let's hit F9 for a breakpoint, and let's just see how this all works out. Okay. So, so notice how sorry, I gotta stop simulating. I gotta simulate. Notice how this doesn't exist. It's because our UI hasn't been created, right? So I've simulated the game, and then I hit this. Now it's been created. Now I can reference this, but our breakpoint is now passed. So I'm gonna stop simulating. I think it's weird that it's showing up here now, to be honest. But if I hit play, and then I open it, it still didn't trigger it. So yeah, it is a little harder to deal with HUD debuggage with breakpoints because it doesn't exist, and by the time you open it, it's already run the events half the time. So the way around that, which is you can add a breakpoint here, okay, on the branch, and then you can go to your HUD class. Your HUD is going to be created no matter what, so then you can add a breakpoint on refresh inventories. We can, we'll stop simulating because it won't work anyway. So simulate your game, choose your HUD class, okay, and then you're going to open it. It's going to hit that breakpoint, and then you're going to hit this triple triangle thing. It's going to continue the execution until it hits another breakpoint, or if there's no breakpoints, then it's just going to go back to your game. Okay, so it's going to hit my, it should hit my next breakpoint, which it didn't. Oh, you know why? Because it didn't create it yet. So, sorry, let me start that over. Breakpoint, and then we have to go to our grid and then select this as a debug now that it exists. Let's do the melee grid specifically because that's the one that's not being... Oh no, it's not the grid we want, sorry. The inventory screen is what we want. Okay, now we'll go to the HUD class, now we'll hit this and it should hit that. There we go. Okay, this is true. That, and what is it, what are we on here? So this, of course it won't tell me which frickin' one it is. So yeah, there's all the arrays, obviously, that are in there. And same thing with the inventories. Those are all there. So which one is this? Is what I want to know. Because it doesn't ever tell you which one it's running. Display inventories. Inventory type will probably tell us. No, it won't even tell us that. Super annoying. Okay, anyways, well, that didn't help us at all because it didn't tell us any of the data we needed, so we'll just continue to follow this and see what happens. So we'll go into display inventory. This one is the weapons grid. Okay, so this one works, so we're gonna hit this, and it should hit that breakpoint again because it's on a for each loop. Okay, this one will be probably true. Oh, this one's false. So this will be the melee now, then. And it's checked, and the inventory type will be weapon, and this will be melee, so those don't match. That's why that's false. We're going to hit this again. It should hit it one more time. This should be true now. Oh, it's false again. So possibly I didn't set the inventory type correctly somewhere, is probably what's going on here. So let's just do that here. So melee, I did set this, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. What about in these guys, like the data, data, PDAs, melee. Oh, there we go. Okay. Item type will be melee. And for the other ones, throwable data. We'll do grenades, but you would probably not set this on throwables because you'll have different ones, right? You'll probably set it on each individual data asset. Weapon data, we'll get rid of child because that's gross. Okay, weapon data. Item type will be, or could be either of those. See, is this why it's, well, but these ones are working though. You know why those aren't working then? Because this is kind of why I wanted to create 2 copies. Right? So let's just do the individual data assets then. Sidearm. The item type is a sidearm. But it's not a weapon, right? So how do we know that this is a weapon? Oh, never mind. Yeah, that should work theoretically, because where are we? We're on here. We're in the inventory grid. Here we go, yeah. Because when we run this, does inventory accept item? We're getting the item data. We're checking its item type, right? And then we're checking to see if we accept this item. And if we do, we say yes or no. That's pretty basic, right? Because I have items in all, like the same items in all of them, because I just want to make sure that this works, right? So right now it's just removing it from everything. And then this inventory should be that's actually something I want to check here. So let's go to the blueprint debugger. We'll get rid of these breakpoints because they're like not that helpful in this particular instance. Okay, so there we go. We'll go to the blueprint debugger and we'll figure out what values are set because that's super weird. Blueprint debugger, we want the inventory screen, and weapons grid works fine. The other ones don't. So melee. So it didn't create any item slot widgets. Because why? Let's go to the inventory. Inventory size is 1. Oh, you know why? Maybe? But there's 2 here. I'm so confused why this doesn't make this. Okay, items. Sidearm. So there's only a sidearm. Let's check our inventories because that's obviously the issue. Player or third person, items. Okay, so inventory size is 1, so it's only going to pull the first one. So yeah, our logic inside our inventory is not working is what's happening. Let's walk through it and see what's going on. Okay, so we check to see if the inventory accepts the item in here as well. Which, yeah, realistically it should. We're going to find a slot. This is to check if there's a matching item. So there won't be a matching item on the first pass. So we're going to find an empty slot. Which the first time there would be one singular empty slot because we set the minimum to be one slot. Okay, so then we add it to slot and we minus it by one, blah, blah, blah. Local failure, whatever. So then it comes through for the second item now. Checks if it's valid. Then we find a slot, which there won't be one available. We're going to find an empty slot, which there won't be one available. So then we're going to check if our inventory size equals our max inventory size, which will be false. So this should keep running then. Like, this just ups our inventory size by 1, or adds 1 to our inventory size. Resizes it, so it should add another item, realistically. Right? Did you update the other inventory type and the other data asset? The data assets are updated. I did check that. The other inventory item type. So this is set. Yeah, we'll just check all these, make sure these are all good. So we'll minimize that. Inventory type items. Yes, that's right. Inventory size is 1. That's fine, because I realistically should be adding to it, or expanding it, right? Melee, weapons. Oh, you know what? I just thought our while loop is not is finished. So where event grab? No, where were we? Sorry, inventory. So we made the condition. Does our thing equal 0 or local fail? So when we add our first item with our 1 slot, our local will be 0. So it'll stop this while loop. So that's why it's not adding anymore. So. And the other ones, obviously the first 2 things in my inventory are weapon related, so that's why the weapon one wasn't working and the melee ones and the other ones weren't. So we got to trigger this add to inventory to happen basically off of event begin play, actually. Event begin play. We'll get our items and we'll get our for each loop, and then we'll add to inventory. Okay. Let's see if that fixed it, to be honest. Look at that. It made a bunch of different items. But, that's super weird that added all of those, hey? Unless it took the weapons from every single one. But, I mean, these ones work now, so that's good. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 copies of this. That's super strange. Let's look at the blueprint debugger for that. Debugging is so fun. Debuggage for this guy, and we want weapons, the weapon grid specifically, because there's some funky shit going on. Oh, maybe the inventory size is 20, so it maxed it out. Accepted item 6. Oh, okay, sorry, I see. So why did it work for these, but not these? That's odd, isn't it, chat? I've never seen that before. There's always a modification I made to the quick health in the code share you could look at. I could be wrong, but I don't think you added the new variable you added on the data asset to the other item. Yeah, I canceled that because I was going to make a second enumeration, but then it kind of would have invalidated this one. So that's why I didn't add that. Let's walk through our code, because that's literally the easiest way to think about this logically. So we'll stop simulating. Couldn't read. Do we have to do a is valid on that? Possibly. Anyways, so does inventory accept item? You know what? Let's remove. We'll go to where's add to inventory. Does inventory accept item? Let's remove it from this point. Let's go remove. Sorry, I guess. Items, get items, remove item, and then we'll get our input for our item. Yeah, let's just do this in here, and then we don't have to do it again, like ever. So if it doesn't accept the inventory, we're gonna remove it from our items inventory if it exists. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we don't have to do that inside our grid, right? This is existing because we want to know if we need to create a widget or not. Okay, so that's that. Anyways, back to this. Event graph, begin play, we get all of the items that we currently have equipped, and we're going to run add it to our inventory. So each individual item. Maybe that's something to do with the actual physical items. Where are we? Excuse me, weapons, items. I wonder with this system if you could do one inventory, and then it would just filter everything out into the right thing. Yeah. What do you guys think? I think that would work. If it was, because like this is basically all the same thing anyway, right? If we just get the inventory, and then it's just going to pull it out, it's going to check its item type, and then it's going to add it to its own specific thing, right? How complicated would that be to do? I actually prefer that in my own honest opinion. I'd have to change some things back, but is it your for loops for the melee and items nest in the for loops for the weapons so it repeats weapons? Oh, possibly, actually. That's a good point. Inventory grid. Or sorry, inventory, yeah. Event graph. No, sorry, it was this. Where do we have that? Sorry. The grid? My brain. Help. Here we go. So we did weapons grid first. We checked if the inventory type of the inventories match the inventory type for our grid. You know what? I think you're right. Possibly. So let's actually just make this one inventory item. Or one... How should we do this? This stream's gonna turn basically only into an inventory grid, but this inventory grid's gonna be freaking awesome. So, yeah, I guess we'll get to the hotbar and stuff another day. But anyways, weapon data. So we don't care about weapon data. We don't care about the HUD class, or do we? We do. We want to open PDA. No, where is it? Interfaces. Player ref. We're gonna change this back to a single. Okay. So that'll be the start of it. We'll go to the third person. We'll make sure that instead of weapons, it'll just be inventory like it was before. Okay. Plug that in. Okay, compile. We're going to go to HUD class because there's going to be some errage now. So we'll convert this player inventory to a single as well. Okay. refresh inventories. That'll be in this inventory screen. We're going to disable that. We're going to change this to be a single. And we'll change this to be a single. We're going to get rid of this for each now. We're going to plug this in here. I don't think we need to check if it equals. Or do we? No, I think what we'll do instead of this is... Do we do another for each, I guess? Because we need to get the item type... Actually, we can leave this plugged in. We'll just move this down. We need to get the item type from our inventory. Right? So we'll get our inventory. We'll get our... what's the word here? Our items. Okay, we'll get a for each for that. So every single item, we're going to check what's your item type. Okay, so we'll break. And you know what, I'll just... are we going to... Do we have to plug this in ever? Items? No, we don't. Okay, so let's break this. Split this, get the data asset. We're going to get item type. And we're going to check if it's the same as... Inventory. Oh, hey. Somebody said this earlier and I totally disregarded them. Right? Inventory type? Is that what it's called? Oh, okay. That's what it's called. Okay, never mind then. Item type of our item, and we're going to check if it's the same as our grids. So we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to add this. What the frick? Item type to inventory item type. Okay, so yeah, this is the wrong one. So we want item type, and then we want... Is it in here? Yes. Inventory type, we're going to do E_item type. Okay, I'm going to delete that enum so there's no more confusion with that. Inventory type is referencing it, or sorry, usually defined enum. Still referencing, yeah, there's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else referencing it, so I'll just delete that. It's gonna close all my stuff, because that's what it does when you delete stuff. So the screen, is that where we're working? Pretty sure it was. Yeah, so we got our items. Every item, we're going to run the loop body, and then we're going to check, does this item, its item type equals, geez, let's move this up here, I guess, equals this item type. Inventory, is that what we called it? Get inventory type. Okay. And then we need to plug our inventory into here. Go. Okay. Checking our work. So if it does, we gotta do something else, obviously. So in here, add child to grid panel. What is the grid panel object reference, right? So I see. Can I expose this on spawn? Or do I guess I have to add it to the display inventory. So we'll get a grid, we'll set the grid panel. Let's make this instance, or can you make it instance editable? You can't. Interesting. How would we do that then? Because we want to make sure it's added to the right. I guess we would do that. Oh, never mind. You would do it in here, and you would do it if it's true. You know what? I don't think we need this for each loop, to be honest. Because what we could do instead is we can get a switch on item type. Right? And then, yeah, we don't need this. Freaking awesome. And we don't need this array either. That's a legacy thing we did, right? Yeah, it was. So we don't need this inventory grid. We don't need these. But then we're going to run this specific display inventory event in the right one based on what it is, right? So weapons grid, we will say display inventory. And the inventory, obviously, we will plug into other inventory. Oh, I'm sorry, not other inventory. Just inventory. Okay, and then we plug this into. It's not going to make it any cleaner if we do that, is it? It would only if we did this. So collapse nodes to graph. We'll just say weapons. Weapons grid. And we'll just open that up and we'll plug in this to this and we'll put it on top because that's insanity if you don't. Okay, and then we'll plug this in. Don't think I'll need to use it, but this self will be the widget, the grid components, or grid, we'll say grid, sure. Alright, event graph. Here we go, weapons grid. So we're going to plug in our large weapon and our sidearm. We'll do this. Okay, and then we'll copy this. And we'll call this one melee grid. And plug in melee, and then we'll plug in our melee grid. Okay, we'll duplicate that again, and we'll call this one items grid. So this will be attachments and grenades and health. Other inventory we're not going to do anything with right now because we're getting our player's inventory, so this is going to be irrelevant. We're going to have a different event fire later when we do the, which, if we can finish this pretty much right now, I can do today. So, item grid. Okay, and I think there's one thing in our HUD class that I had to update as well before this works. Yeah, right here. Okay, player inventory. This is like super clean, to be honest. I'm just going to comment returns current player's inventory. This creates widget if none and sends data to inventory screen. Okay, and then this open menu is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to comment that. We have I don't know what that's there for. Anyways. Okay, compile. Let's see what goes on when we do stuff. Oh, no! Nothing. Good. So, it's still running that event multiple times. That is super interesting. And then melee and all that, it didn't do anything at all. So, let's hit play. I gotta add a breakpoint on here. Is your for loops for the melee and items nest in the for loops so it repeats weapons? Yeah, I think Tommy's probably right on this one. I just gotta figure out what's going on here. What was it? Yeah, I was opening the HUD and then now I'm gonna go to the screen and then we're going to debug object screen and then we're gonna go back to HUD so we can do this. Oh, it didn't hit this one. HUD class, inventory screen. Oh, I see. I wanted to see everything execute, to see if everything actually worked. That's what I was looking to do. Okay, there it is. And then we're going to go to inventory screen and just watch. Which I don't know if you can do. What if I do this? I'll just trigger it here so I can come back here. Okay, now I'm back here. Let's watch and see if all these wires should light up because there's everything in there except grenades. Where's my thing? Here it is. So these didn't even trigger. So let's put a break there instead. Close this. Get out of this. Simulate that. Open my inventory. There we go. Okay, so that's triggered, and then we'll trigger the... Oh, fuck's sakes. What is happening now? I did not push tab, I pushed something else. There we go. Triggered. Triggered. Okay. What do we have for items? We have 20 items. So, yeah, so the issue is definitely in our inventory and not with our grid. So, we have 20 items. Why the hell do we have 20 items? Well, we got to change some stuff anyway in our inventory because we have a for each loop running now. Components, inventory. So we don't need this. Do we need this anymore? We do. No, we don't. So how about this? The issue is, so we're going to get length. The issue is that our inventory size doesn't match our items, if that makes sense. Right? So we're going to get length, we're going to set that as our inventory size, and then probably... Why don't we have the inventory size by default be 20? Or, sorry, do we have a construction script on components? We don't. So this should maybe work, but yeah, I was hoping to maybe set this inventory size by the max inventory size, but we'll set it to 1 and we'll see if it works. Sorry, breakpoints. So it kind of worked, except it still put stuff in the wrong thing. Oh, right. I forgot that we... Where's my player? Third-person blueprints. Forgot that in our inventory, I told it that it doesn't accept all the items. So, accepted items. It only accepts the sidearms. Okay, so now that should perhaps fix that issue, question mark? I'm just going to get rid of this breakpoint because I don't need it right now. Okay, so just added everything to all the things, which is not what we want. We want it to specifically add it to the right one if it's the right thing. Hopefully that makes sense. So... But anyways, it looks like the thing worked where it added the correct amount of slots. And then inventory screen. So we have the weapons grid, which obviously works. These all work. They all went down the right ones, but it just added all the items. Right? So let's watch that again, everybody. Let's see what happens. Okay. So right now we have all the items in our thing, and it should be separating them all into their correct grids. So we'll keep going. Right now we're running, this would be the first one, so we're running, what is this first one? The rifle. So this should go into the weapons grid. And if we go down into there, we're going to display the inventory for that. And the inventory is our inventory. Oh, you know what? It might be in here. Sorry, I'm pretty... it is in here. So we got to add a check in here for the inventory if we accept this item or not. That's where we got to... Oh yeah, because we do that, but we do that down there. Oh, and then it removes it from inventory if it's false. So we're going to get rid of this because that'll happen inside this inventory. But we want to plug this in here. So do we accept the current inventory item? These... Okay, I see. Because this is running the component in the... Sorry, the inventory, which is fine. Do we have to make a map in here? I was just wondering. I guess we'll make a map in here as well. So this will be... grid items, we'll call it. And then we will make this the item type, and then we'll make it a map. And it'll be a Boolean map. Okay, and we'll compile the blueprints so that we can add these in. So it'll be large weapon, sidearm, melee, attachments, grenades, and health. Okay. Okay, Mark says, I told y'all know like 5% of 90% of game dev. Yeah, right? I guess the layman's terms, I understand the concept of the full workflow, I just can't recite all the steps for demand. Yeah, right? It's pretty tough. It's pretty intimidating, like I said in the last stream, like just trying to learn everything about Unreal Engine. It's just like, there's so much stuff. It's pretty much impossible to learn the whole engine, I would say. So, okay, so this should work. We are going to delete this, and we're going to add in... We'll basically make a function of our own, and we'll do the same thing. We'll get the grid items, we'll find, and then we'll plug this in here. Or sorry, we'll get the data. We'll do a data asset, just like we did before, just to keep it clean. So, item data. We're in Unreal Engine 5.5, and they still haven't fixed the tooltip thing covering your entire effing typing. Super annoying. PDA item data. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to get item type. Oops. Get item type, and we're going to plug that in, and then we're going to return whether that was true or not. Return. So it's true, we're just going to return. We don't care if it's false or not in this individual case. So we'll go back to the event graph, we'll drag that function in. Does grid take item? Okay. And then we'll plug this into there, and then we're going to plug this into there, and then I believe... no, if it gets created, then we shouldn't have to do this again. Oh, we do. This might not work now. I was just realizing. My debug brain just kind of thought of how this is all going to work. Because normally, like, this would run every single item slot widget. Right? So... So item slot widgets, let's see here. Because yeah, what I'm thinking here is, it's going to run this. Do we take the item? No, it doesn't. So now it skips that item. Then the next item it does add, and it's adding all of these item slot widgets to this array. And now the indexes of these item slot widgets aren't going to match what's the item, index of the items, right? Shoot. I was thinking about just getting rid of this for each loop altogether. But, I guess that wouldn't make sense. Because you could just refresh slot for all of these, right? But then how do we know which items for which? if we add this function here, don't I have a current index? I do, so I'm just gonna do this to keep it clean. Current index, or that's current item. Current index. So let's break this and then add the data asset in here. So, okay, so we check if we have this, if the grid can take this item again. Oh, it'll be the same then, won't it? No, it won't, because it just adds it. I see. Maybe we can check if the item is the same. No, that won't make sense either, though. What's up with the branch that automatically set to true? Oh, that one? Yeah. What did we have in there before? We were checking something. Oh, we had the, does this inventory accept item, and then we had a branch out of there. So yeah, you're right, we don't need this anymore. Thank you. Yeah, so just trying to figure out what to do here, because this won't update the inventory properly when we open it again, right? What if we clear the array and just set the array again? That doesn't make sense. Why would we even have this in the first place? Or not clear the array, but you know what I mean? Like, just like set the data again in the same ones. Because the whole idea behind this is we didn't want to. Yeah, because if we open our inventory again, it's just going to run this. It's going to grab our items. We're going to check and see if we take the item. If we don't take the item, if we don't have take the item, it drops it off. It doesn't worry about it. And then if it does take the item, then it will check if the index, if there's an index valid for the slot widget, and if there is, it's going to refresh the slot. Okay, yeah, this will work then. Never mind. I'm just making it overcomplicated, I guess. We'll skip this. Okay, so, I mean, it still didn't really work. Oh, because we didn't do anything extra with it, because I'm dumb, sorry. Inventory... Inventory screen, or was it inventory grid? I think it was, no, inventory screen. Event graph. We needed to check, oh no, that... Oh, we gotta set each one of these, so... Did I make this instance editable? I did not. So there, that's instance editable now. Now we'll go to this inventory screen into the designer, and then we'll check weapons grid items. Those. So I like how these were false by default, but it still let all of them through. That's interesting. Melee. And everything else. Okay. Third person, don't care about them right now. Going to the graph. I'm going to put this... Here, I'll do this. Put the HUD class over there. I'm just going to hit that breakpoint, and then we can just watch this and see what happens. So we'll hit play. We'll do this. We'll set this as the debug object. I'll continue my execution over there, so we hit this. So we have our 4 items. Let's keep going. Okay, weapons grid, we'll go in there. We'll display inventory for this. We'll be going down the false branch because we don't have any widgets created yet. Now it's going to check all of our items. We have 4 items. Okay. Set our current item as that. Set our current index. Do we take this item? Let's go in there. The first one will be true. The first couple will be true because it'll be the rifle and the sidearm, right? So we're going to create that slot. We're going to add it to our slot widgets. We're going to add it to the grid, blah, blah, blah. This is all just the for each logic. So we'll keep going here. This will all be the same because it's true. We'll get out of that. Now this will be this should be the number 2. So this will be the melee thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is the melee one. So this should not be true. Okay, the item type is melee. And the grid item says melee is false. Okay. I see. So we got to add a branch to that. That's why it's happening. So we'll open this back up and we will duplicate this as well. And we'll plug this in. We just need a branch. Sorry, a Boolean output. We'll just say found, question mark? Okay, perfect. Now back in the event graph. So we did need that branch. We just needed to plug something else in there. True. Okay. What is this connected to? There we go. False for not going to do anything, or... Yeah, we're not going to do anything. Cool. So we'll hit play. Let's see. Skip. Look at that. Okay, that took some work, but we got it working. So, okay, so we have that set. Let's do the other inventory today, and then, yeah, I can't go any longer than 2 because my lady needs me. Which, happy to help. She's got a couple things to do at her house, so we gotta go do those. So, I was gonna mention that, but you beat me to it. Yeah, so let's just create a quick folder for actors. Okay, and we'll make another blueprint class, and we'll call it, we'll do an actor, and we'll do BP inventory class, okay? So we'll make a parent class for this, and all this is going to be is, it's going to be a static mesh, I guess, we'll put in here. Or you can actually, we'll do that in all the children, just because you can reference inventory class and then you don't load all of the static mesh stuff. I mean, you could... no, you could put a static mesh in here, and then you just don't set it as anything, and then it shouldn't load any of the textures or anything that go with it, right? So, okay, then we're going to add the BPC inventory, okay? We're going to add a box collision. So, you could do either a box collision. Yeah. Here I'll do the fun way. So I made this in another video too. So, but we'll just do it first. So we'll call this the outer and inner. Okay. In construction script, I've done this many times. If you're new here, but we will. Let's do it super quick. So we're gonna get the inner box and set the box extent, right, because we're going to just make a trigger box. We'll promote this to a variable because we want to set this in the world, okay? And then we're going to take our outer box and set the box extent for that. And the box extent for the outer box is going to be the inner times, and we'll convert this to a float, and float, and then we'll promote this to a variable. We'll just say outer box, outbox scale, we'll call it. Scale, outbox scale. Anyways, make that instance editable, just get it out of the way, and we will compile the blueprint, and we'll set the default for this as 2. And the value range, let's do 1 to I don't know, well, we'll say 1 for this as well. This is where you can set the default stuff. Like, how in Unreal, you can, scale stuff from 0 to 1 only or whatever. Like, this is where you can set all that kind of stuff. Value range, I don't know, 10. I think 10 times the box extent would be pretty crazy. And slider range will do 10 as well. Okay, so we'll hit compile. We'll go to the viewport. the default, sorry, right, I have to set this. Inbox extent default will do 100 by 100 by 100. Okay, and then the transform for this guy, for both, to be honest, let's do that in the construction script as well. So we will inner set transform. Okay, so we can't, can I just say transform? Set world transform, we're going to split this. We just need location, to be honest. Set world location. Okay, this is going to be the box extent divided by 2. Correct, I think. Integer divided by 2. Okay, and we only want to do split struct pin the Z or Z or whatever the hell. Okay. Teleport, and then we'll do the same for the outer. I think I could plug this right in, right? Nice. Nice, Unreal. Okay, let's check the viewport. That did exactly what I wanted. I just want the trigger box on the ground, right? Did you just all go to Hogwarts on us? Yeah, I was doing the Oni cartoons. Today, children, we're going to be learning how to make things fly. Like that whole thing, right? And then there's Ron's face. He's like, Wingardium Leviosa. Yeah. Drop a like, you'll have never-ending hiccups. Like the stream or I will swallow your soul. That got dark. And any tasty delicacies in your kitchen. Okay. So we're working on this now. So let's make a child now of this. Child blooper class. We'll call this a crate. BP underscore crate. Okay. We'll open that guy up and we'll just make this have a static mesh of a box. Okay, that's not a box, is it? We'll find one here. Cube. Love it. Cube's size should be way smaller than what it is. So, something like that, and then we'll make the compile, and I'll get access to its materials. We'll say like a red box or something. Or do they have wood? They have wood in here, I'm sure. Oh, did they take away all the default like materials and stuff? Like, geez, that sucks. So yeah, we'll just do like a red, anim red. There it is. Okay, sweet. That's our box. There's our inventory. So we will want to make majority of these instance editable, which I think they would be anyway with the inventory. So yes. Okay, sorry, I was just thinking about easier ways to use. So we're gonna put this crate in the world. That's super odd that it's there. And where's the what's it called? Where's the overlaps? Am I in game mode, maybe? Yeah, oh, no, that's that. Yeah, where are my boxes? Oh, did I make... Oh, I see. I think if I go to defaults... Oh, no, they're set to 0. Okay, that's really weird that I don't have my inner and outer boxes. Oh, outer is set to 0. Oh, that makes sense, I guess. But no, but in the construction script, in the parent, I told it to set the box. Oh, hey, I gotta plug that in. Okay. We'll hit compile on that. The crate is, yeah, it's, I don't know, you should see it. That's the post-processing one, so that's super strange, everybody. I don't get it. Where's my box? So, anyways, doesn't matter. We'll go to inventory. Inventory size, we'll say will be Maybe we'll just set the items instead. So I'm shocked that's not instance editable yet. So inventory, items, instance editable, so that we can set it in every individual component that we have. Inventory, items. Okay, so we're going to add a couple of items in here. Let's add a grenade, because we don't have one of those. And let's say, you know, 3 grenades. And this index will have be, let's say, like another health pack or something like that. Okay, quantity is 2, sure. Current index, we'll say 1, because that's what it is. Okay, so do we have that setting in each item? Because we should. Items. Maybe on event begin play we just do that, so we don't have to. We just make sure that it's all correct. Items. We will break, and we will set. So then we got to make, I guess, hey. So get items, get a copy, this guy, and then we're going to make array? No, not make array, sorry, we want to make, or we want to set array element, this guy, but this is where we make it. So we don't need this, do we? Oh, we do, yeah. We don't need the get. We don't need the get, we just need this for that. So let's make it, and then we'll plug this in and this in, but the current index will make sure that it's this, right? And then we'll plug in the loop body. Alright, that'll just make sure there's no errors whatsoever if somebody makes a mistake or forgets to set the index, right? So, yeah, we'll just make sure that that's up to date. Okay, so that's just a little fix there. Okay, so now let's do the actual thing. We just need to do a quick, like a quick interact thing, which I'm not going to go over because I've done it a million times. If you have a couple questions or whatever, you can throw them in there, I'll answer them. But yeah, we'll just make a quick function here called interact. I'll just project settings. We're gonna go to collision, and sorry, maybe channel instead. As yeah, here we go. Trace channels, new trace, interact, default response, ignore. Okay. Now we're in our interact. We're gonna get our third person's always tough. Do you want it from the cam? You know what I mean? You want it from the camera or what, right? So yeah, sure. Get transform. Get world transform. Sorry. Good tip to get the old lady to decide what she wants to eat. I heard there's a restaurant called I Don't Know. Just take her there, right? I mean, she's gonna say I don't know. She's gonna eat I don't know a lot, right? So actually, no. The realistic option of getting the old lady to decide what she wants to eat. If you say what do you want to eat, that is such a broad topic, right? Costco is so good at manipulating you in a psychological way for you to buy stuff. If you go to next time you go to Costco, you will never see more than 2 of the same item. You will see the name brand and the Kirkland version if they have it. I want you to do an experiment. Next time you ask your wife what you want to eat, I want you to give her 2 options. Do you want sushi or do you want pizza? Right? Or whatever, right? They will be more likely to choose a decision with only 2 options than if you were to do one with multiple options, right? So yeah, Costco really, really good at that. The psychology that goes into the experience at Costco is like masterclass. It's masterclass. I have so much respect for Costco, honestly, like as a company, because you know their hot dogs are still $1.50 after 40 years, and they're always doing their best to like keep the prices as low. I think they lose money actually, to be honest. They lose money, or they come at a net zero for all of the stuff in Costco. They make all of their money from memberships, is what I understand. So yeah, it's a really good company. They're like pro-consumer. It's like, yeah, there's not enough of that these days. So anyways, we got our transform. We're gonna not promote it to variable. Sorry. We're gonna split this. We're going to get forward vector. Oh, Azura, rolly eyes. That's just what I would do. I mean, I know what you don't like and what you won't eat, so it's all good. Love you, babe. Okay, anyways, forward vector, we're gonna multiply that by, I don't know, floats. We'll say 500 maybe. And then we got to add this to the original location. And then we got to get a line trace. Ling trace, everybody. Line trace by channel. We'll add that to the end. We'll add this to the beginning. And then we'll do the trace channel of interact. That's fine. If we hit something, we'll get a branch. Then we will make a quick interface as well. Blueprint, interface, BPI, interact. So we'll open that up. We'll make an interact here. Just doesn't have to be literally anything. You can put an actor in the inputs if you want, so that you can spawn certain things. We can't have guy conversations in here. I mean, I don't know. I would have a conversation with Azura about it, about that specific thing. Doesn't have to be necessarily a guy conversation, I guess. If you said sushi or ramen, I would choose neither, so your point is invalid. I mean, yes, I know. Those are the two options I would not even pitch to you because I know you don't like those things. I was just using those as an example, right? But if I said if you want Boston Pizza or... well, if I did Boston Pizza or Subway, you would lean more towards Boston Pizza because you like Subway, but not as often. So yeah, anyways. Yeah, I would pick two. Obviously, that would fancy your liking. Do you want Starbucks or do you want, No, we don't go to Starbucks anymore because we got a coffee machine, so we're all good. No, is she gonna ask you what do you want to eat? You're gonna tell her. And she's, I don't want that infinity to begin. Yeah, sometimes. Azura is actually really good at just helping decide because, well, mind you, she usually says whatever you want to get, which doesn't help because sometimes I'm looking for feedback. But I mean, yeah, she just wants me to get whatever I want at that point. So, except I really like sushi and ramen, but she doesn't like those, so I have to concede on that, obviously. Hey, it's fine, yeah. Not eating out as much anymore because, it costs like $50 to do anything anymore, so we went to dinner last night. It was like $100. So, yeah, good stuff. Anyways, so yeah, we got that made. We're going to be back in our player character. And then we're going to call the interact message, okay? And if you want, we can break this and we can plug in our hit actor. Okay, so yeah, the hit actor is there in case you're like interacting with weapons and stuff, and you want to either spawn that specific weapon or that exact weapon that you hit. You're going to add it to your inventory or whatever the case is, right? Yeah, Mark, you've opened your mouth, and now Azura's going to be upset. No, I'm just kidding. Azura's really great. I love her. She's been super supportive of the channel and. She's been really helpful in the Discord. Obviously, she's got this super secret Discord thing going on that I've got no idea what's going on in. So, if you haven't joined that and you're watching, definitely head over there. She's doing something. I'm not sure. She's cooking up some sort of excellent scheme or whatever. But, yeah, go check it out over there. And she's looking for feedback on something. I can't tell you anything about it because, I don't know anything about it. Mark will tell you. I think Neo's in there as well. Obviously, Azura's kind of running the whole thing. I think there's like a week or something left. Yeah, there's some sort of surprise of some variety, so I'm not really sure what it is. But anyway, so we're going to interact with this guy. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to plug hit actor into a target as well. Sorry, pardon me. Then we're going to go back into our inventory class, and we're going to implement in class settings our interface that we made for interacting. Okay. We're going to go to our static mesh. And we got to go down to collision settings, and we got to find... Where are you, collision settings? Here we go. Collision settings, we're going to go to custom, and we got to check off interact to block, so that if we do an interact trace and we hit this crate, then we're going to interact with it. It's going to fire that event off, okay? So we're then going to go to interfaces and do interact. And when we interact, we're going to open our inventory, okay? So we're going to grab our inventory. Let's, This is where we got to think a little bit. I was a sushi chef for about 5 years, busy business. Yeah, it's, I can only imagine, especially live in, like, any West Coast town that's sushi's just huge. I think if you live anywhere, like, mid-America, I don't think sushi's popular, because, I mean, you're that far from the ocean, I don't think it's gonna be that great. Looks like someone got banned from Discord. Oh man, if you're talking about Mark would have been banned a long time ago if he was an issue, to be honest. Azura is badass. She's a good laugh. You're a lucky fella, Mr. TG. Yes, she's awesome. And then yeah, obviously she made like she made all of these graphics, right? So I mean, I put a couple sprinkles of creativity into it, but yeah, so she made those. Where's my Unreals? There it is. Anyway, so interact, we got to make another thing in our HUD class for sorry, UI HUD. And taken all starter content from UE5 added to the resources on the Discord. Oh shit, nice. I'm in landlocked Colorado, and sushi is huge here. Really? Interesting. Is it good though? Like I'm convinced, because I mean I'm in like kind of the middle of the province here in BC, so in Canada here. So there's a bunch of sushi places here. It is popular here, but it's like the quality is not as good as the stuff that was in Vancouver. I mean, there's more sushi places than Starbucks, and that's saying something in Vancouver. You know, so it was really hard to stand out there as a business, but the sushi there was all good because you're right by the ocean. You're buying fresh. They're buying fresh stuff all the time, right? You got to find the restaurants that fly it in daily. Oh yeah, so it's, but I'm assuming that'll jack up the price, hey? You can tell how expensive a sushi place is by how expensive its California roll is. I was never a sushi chef. I was just a normal chef. I injured myself enough just at that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shocked I haven't lost any fingers, honestly. Okay, so just want to get this all fixed up here, because need to deal with, I need to take Azura home. I almost said deal with. I have to deal with Azura. No. I'm taking Azura home because she has to do some stuff at home there, so. But, I mean, super paranoid of the ban hammer, eh, Mark? Yeah, pretty much, right? And I gotta make some lunch for us as well. Oh, yeah. Anyways, let's just say I've had my issues on Discord before. Yeah. Well, if you're talking about the guy from last stream, the guy that just like, or this couple streams ago where he just showed up and was like, "Who are you? What are your credentials?" that got Mark and Azura real fired up. I'll show you guys a comment actually. It's in our Discord. I posted it in the members stuff. Members channel. He had a silly name too, wasn't it? Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Sorry, I just had it here for a sec. Yeah, here it is. Look at this guy. Node programmers are not real programmers. They are people who can't program and fool themselves into thinking it's fine, when in reality, node programming or visual scripting locks you in a box. Can it work for small things? Sure, but I can't. But can it write the same script myself in just moments? Sure. Anyways, yeah. Like, here's a link to a completed, published, and successful game by someone who's not a real programmer, since it was made entirely in Blueprints, and the game is Choo Choo Charles. So that guy can suck a big dong. And anyways, I posted this in the member chat, and of course, Mark, who's known as right now as Casserole King. Somebody change that. That's awesome. I will find this Tittlesworth, finish my third cup of coffee, and destroy him. Mark, to be honest, when I was shopping or looking on the catalog for my shop, they had a 40-ounce tumbler, and I'm like, man, this is what Mark needs. You don't need to just do 3 cups. You can just do 1 tumbler of 40 ounces, right? So, but anyways, okay, so yeah, in the HUD class, we gotta do another event. So there's an event open menu. You know what? We can work off this. Let's work off this. So let's go to refresh inventories. Let's add players inventory. And then we'll add another one called other inventory. Yeah, Zur and I went out and did an escape room last night. We haven't done those in a minute. We did one that we've done before, but we haven't done it for 2 years. And it's crazy. Like, we remembered certain aspects of the room, but we didn't remember everything. So it was a good time. It was good to go out and take her out for something. Snasters? Oh, sorry. Snast. It's all one word. My brain's not... Sinister Shred, I think is what that says, right? My wife and I are going to open up a sushi restaurant, but we had a second son, and now it happened again. Glad you made it. That would have been awful. Oh, it happened again. Oh, so you had a third child now? Is 3 too many? I'm gonna YGG Drizzle. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, sorry, we're just finishing up here. So yeah, we're gonna add this other inventory. Let's create a second promote to variable. Other inventory is perfect. We're gonna set it, and then we're gonna check if it's valid. Sorry, yeah, for each... Let's maybe do a sequence then here. So we're going to do this no matter what. Let's drag it here and push S. And yeah, we're going to move this up here. So we're going to do this no matter what. And then we're going to check if our other inventory is valid. Get inventory, convert to validate, get. So we'll check and see if this is valid. If it's not valid, we're going to just hide that other inventory grid. So we'll say set visibility to collapsed. Sure, collapsed. If it is valid, we're going to display inventory. And we're going to plug that into there. And then we're going to have to set visibility again. To set visibility to visible, because we're going to be doing drag and drop probably next stream. So hit compile. I don't need this anymore because it all works. Okay, so that's perfect, actually. So now we'll go back to the HUD class, and we'll make sure that we'll get rid of this as well. We'll plug in... Oh, right, sorry, we gotta edit this interface. Hang on. Let's let's do this. Let's just copy this, and let's paste it down here, and then we'll make another interface event in UI, whatever it is. Interface, BPI HUD. Open menu, we'll say new function, open menu, open menu, open multi menu, we'll call it multi inventory. Sure. Inputs we need are the inventory of actor, we'll call it. And let's do BPC inventory. Oh yeah, let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, so it's pronounced Yggdrasil. Nice, okay. I will try to remember that because I've seen you on the stream a couple times. Yggdrasil. Okay, sounds good. Just looking at some stuff here. You're WoW, Mark. You are lol. Yes. To be fair, it's usually spelt sinister. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Should change from RTFM and become. I can't even say that word. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Sinaster Shred 2296. I mean, text-wise, that doesn't work, does it? Just kidding. All right, so let's get back into this because it's already 2 o'clock, so I want to get off here when I can. Open multi-inventory menu. We're gonna pull this back just a bit, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the exact same stuff. And then this is a failsafe just in case we open this other menu before we open our inventory menu for the first time, so it'll create our menu. Okay, and then we're going to plug in this inventory of other actor to right here. Okay, that'll make it valid. That should create it. I want to just test this out and see if it works. So first we'll open this. Sweet, there's our stuff. Oh, you know what else we should have in our... we'll just see if this works first. Sorry, my brain. Oh, we didn't call this event. Dumb. Freaking idiot. Okay. That's in the crate, right? Yes. Inventory class. Don't need to do anything with that actor, but we need to do open menu. I'm sorry, not open menu. Open multi... inventory message, and this needs to be our HUD. The target needs to be our HUD, so we're just going to get our player controller. Get HUD. Don't use actor of class anymore. I've taught that quite a bit, but yeah, do this method instead. Way better. So, there he goes, and now we're going to plug this actor in, and now it should probably do something, hey? Let's have a look. Nope, didn't do anything. Is my thing not... let's do a debug draw for this. Oh, you know, another thing I didn't do, because I'm really dumb, is I didn't do, in the third-person character, I didn't call this function, so... I guess we'll just create a quick input for it, because it's going to be something I actually use, so... actions... input action, I interact. Okay. Oh, I don't need to do anything in there. Go to the IMC. Interact, which will be F for me. That's my preferred interaction key. Lots of people like E. Player character, I interact. Okay, and then we will add this interact function onto started. Okay. F and let's go. Okay, so it did open the inventory. You can see right here that there's something there for this other inventory, but it didn't add anything. That's... Oh, did we set the items? Or sorry, did we set the... That's not instance editable, is it? Oh, inventory type is 0? What the hell is that? That's not right. Inventory component. Oh, okay, I see. So that would have caused problems for a lot of stuff. E underscore item type. Because remember we deleted that? So it didn't have anything to reference, so it just made it a byte. Because that's what these are. Integers, pardon me, enumerations, all they are is bytes. It's because you could put 255 or 256, pardon me, different things on a list, and the list are just assigned a numerical value between 0 and 255. So that's all it is. Shoot. Oh, you know what else we did in script? Now it's coming back to me here. First off, inventory class. Let's just have the default. We're here. Let's just have the default be. Shoot. Do you have to? Oh, accepted items. Okay, all of them, right? Inventory type. This we need to add all to. Content. Data. This one. No, sorry. Data, enums, item type, and we need to add all. Okay, so save that. We'll exit this. Nothing else is set to all, so this should be fine for everything else, but inventory class, we'll set this to all. Then in our inventory screen, we need to go and script something to happen here. Okay, so yeah, so nothing happens here because we tell it to display inventory, but we don't add it to a specific grid like we did here, right? So maybe before we set it to be visible, we display the inventory so we get all the data correct. Other inventory, pretty sure we got to set something to do with here as to all as well, right? Select this guy, inventory type all. Okay, so that's on all. Then we got to add it to, so we'll copy this or duplicate this, sorry. And we'll call this other inventory. Okay. Oh, we can't call it that. Other inventory grid. Okay, then we'll grab our other inventory grid and we'll plug it in here. And this is the same thing, right? Yes, it is. Okay, so will that work? Because this is getting the items. This is just sending the whole inventory in, and then they're getting that. Yeah, so this should work, theoretically. But it didn't, because why would it? It's blueprint debug this guy. So we'll find our crate, specifically. Actually, sorry, no, we'll find our inventory screen, and then we'll find the other inventory, and we'll see what's going on here. So it didn't create any item slots. Okay, so that's interesting. Current item. Okay, so it does have the items in there, it just didn't create the slots for them. So does that mean that we need to set, I thought we did though, set our other inventory grid items. Oh, okay, they're all checked off here. Didn't we check that? Maybe we're checking somewhere else. I don't know. Anyways, okay, we've accepted all the items now. Now, theoretically, it should work. There we go. Okay, so there's a bunch of other items in our other inventory. So now we just got to add some extra, like, you know, stuff to this. So we got our vertical box here. We can add some text. So we can copy, you know, copy paste. Move that to this vertical box here. Move it up one. And we'll call this crate, or sorry, box or something. Other inventory, sure. Oh my gosh. Other inventory text. Other inventory text. You can make this get, when we refresh the inventory, you can have it get the name of the actor or something like that, if you wanted. So this has some padding on it already. That's awesome. I think this should also have some more left padding, like let's say like 200. Like this should be like not anywhere near the other things, right? So that's looking pretty good. I think what's the max? I think we did 8 was the max items, right? Also, didn't it just add... I just realized, didn't it just add literally everything we had in our original inventory? It did worse. It just added rando items. And our rifle just didn't get added at all. And we have stuff stacking on top of each other, looks like. Because it looks like that's a grenade. Why is that happening? Oh, you know why? Because when we come into our grid here, or our screen, we run this first, but we were getting the inventory, our inventory items. Right? The player's stuff. Player's inventories or whatever. So yeah, we're running that, so that shouldn't make a big difference, right? We don't need this. I was just looking at that. I was saying, why is that there? This goes display inventory. Oh, that's why. Excuse me. That's why, because we need to plug in the other inventory to here, not the player's inventory. Perfect. Duplicate stuff. Things go wrong, right? Nice. There's still some weirdness going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's something overlapping that. Let's go to the items. So maybe it's not actually creating... Blueprint debugger. Maybe it's not actually creating extra widget slots for us, possibly. We're going to look at items, or the item grid. So it says there's 3 slots. So it stacked one of the slots on top of the other slot, is what happened. Or, sorry, there's 4 slots, isn't there? Because yeah, there's 4 slots. No, there's 3 slots. Huh. Why is there 4 slots and why is it not adding more? And notice, I did put a grenade in here, didn't I? One of these should be a grenade. Interesting. And yeah, one of the weapons disappeared. It's just like not being added. Alright, we got some stuff to work out here, but I do... Azura, if you're still in chat, do we have to leave right now, or can I finish this, or up to you? So, what do we got here? Let's first check and see what the hell's happening here. So the items are obviously adding to the array properly, but this is not updating properly. So let's see here. Well, okay, what happens when I just open the menu normally? Okay, it does the same thing. So it's something to do with the grid then, itself. The grid. So we come in here, we get all of the items. All the items, we run each individual item. We check if the grid takes it, and if it doesn't do anything. If it does, it creates a slot, adds it to the slot widgets, adds it to the grid. Okay. So okay, maybe it's something to do with the designer then. No, my brother is a no-show. Oh, okay, sweet. Okay, well, are you okay if I keep going, or do you want, what do you think? Oh shit, she's still here. You bet you get your ass in gear, homie. She's already mad at me. Don't catch the aftershock. Yeah, no, Azura's actually super chill. Like, in terms of, like, you know, girlfriends I've had, she's been, like, the most chill, the most, like, understanding, like, really cares about, you know, my opinions and what I think and all that kind of stuff. She, you know, is capable of thinking about other people. You know, a lot of my exes were not like that, and I'm sure a lot of your guys's, hopefully exes, were not like that. But yeah, she's great. I love her. Anyways, so quit retracting your messages. Nya. Bro gonna call me out. Yeah. So let's check this out. So we got the border. We told it to blah 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 blah. Grid panel. Oh, okay. Maybe we got to set to fill horizontally and vertically, honestly, for this grid panel. I wonder if that would fix it. No, it didn't. Why does it stack and why does it not grow bigger? Question mark. Because it did that before when they were all here. Mind you, all the slots were created. What's a-happening, everybody? Anyways, we'll go back to the grid, go back to the graph. Let's do rows wide 8, columns high 2. Or, sorry, let's do rows wide 10, because it's going to be 20, right? Let's see what that does. It doesn't do anything. So, what is causing this to stack on top of this widget? What is causing... I mean, Azura doesn't bully anybody, so I don't believe a fucking word of that, Neo. Yeah, no, Azura is like the nicest human being on the earth, so... anyways, we already went through this, and it makes sense, right, chat? So, we got the content being added to the item slots. We add child to grid, which is this grid panel, and then we set the padding. Why do you stack on top of yourself? Why do you stack on top of yourself? That is so weird. Mark, you're funny. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. So, Chad, do you have any ideas? Because, I mean, this doesn't make sense that they're stacking on top of each other. I would try to help, but I've been told I can no longer address words like padding. Yeah, I got a bunch of extra padding that I got to get rid of, too. Okay, so we don't need this. I don't know why that's there. Current item creates it, adds it to the widget, or to the grid panel. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. I need a widget, masterclass, so much stuff within stuff, it's easy to get sidetracked. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I have a basic understanding, but I have at least amount of understanding using widgets. Yeah, I actually really like widgets myself. I'm gonna fill, and we'll see what happens. I like widgets. I like designing the widgets, and I like just getting them to work. But this doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. Yeah, because if there's 3 items, this should be stretching. And, once again, I don't have a rifle for some reason. I'm pretty sure that's in my player, unless I deleted it. Inventory, items. Yeah, the rifle's there. What the hell's going on with the rifle? You know what might be happening? Actually? I wonder if this current index thing is like screwing things up. Let's just see. Get a copy. Let's go to the blueprint debugger. Inventory, third person character would be this guy. Inventory. 4 items. Current index 3. Health pack, okay. Current index 1. Current index 2. Current index... So... Okay. What? That doesn't make any sense. How is this index 3 for the rifle? Or that's the health pack, sorry. How did this get overwritten? I'm so confused. So yeah, that is, I think, what might be what's going on here. So back in our inventory. So we get each item. This doesn't make any effing sense why this is doing this. Let's just yeah. Okay, so we've got our items, which are the 4 items we have, which is the rifle, right? The rifle and all the rest of them. We get that item. We set the data asset and the quantity to be exactly the same, but we're changing the index. Right, so this is the rifle. Current index of 0. Oh, you know what? I see. I'm super dumb. I gotta plug this in here. So, yeah, sorry, I'll just remove that breakpoint because that pretty much should be the issue. Okay. Nice. It all worked out. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit escape. Nice. Grenade doesn't have a... oh yeah, we didn't set that, did we? Oh, whoops. Data. Data asset grenade. Image. Grenade. Grenade. White grenade frag. Done. Okay, and class ref, blah, 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 blah. Can stack. Max stack size, we'll say like 4. Base damage, a lot. Radius, 400, I guess. Nothing. Oh yeah, grenade, I guess. Grenade. Frag grenade. Cool. Haven't made a grenade. Yeah, we're not gonna do any of that kind of stuff. This is just basically UI based stuff because this is what the 4 things that we're asking for. Okay, so we got the grenade now all situated, and now this all works. So that's how you create a other inventory, everybody. It all works. So next video, I'll do the drag and drop stuff. What would be actually interesting is on the grid. Yeah. We would have to do that on the player. So we'd have to create like a box or something around here. Can you? Oh, maybe we can do another border. Yeah. We can do another border around the weapons, melee, and items, which will be specifically for the player's inventory. So you can drag it onto the player's inventory, and then when you let go, it'll add this item to the player's inventory, and then we'll tell it to rerun the UI, like the refresh update and stuff like that. Then it's going to rerun all of this, and then the new item that's been added, it'll add it to the correct thing. That'll be pretty dope. So yeah, that's how you do that. You can see that that was actually the way better play, to be honest, because then there's all your items, and then now you can open this up, and there's your other inventory, right? So cool. There's no medical kits that look the way I want. I have to model it myself. F it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live! Yeah, nice. Yeah, the Bill O'Reilly freakout. I can use a fidget spinner like a pro. In 20 minutes. Speaking of in 20 minutes, so I'm releasing my... I gotta check the thing here, because I told it to premiere at 3, so let's have a look here. So let's go to my channel dashboard. If you guys have any questions for me about Unreal or about widgets in general, throw them in the chat right now. I will answer them. to the best of me abilities. Escape. Oh, okay, nice. Content. Videos. Oh, I made it private because that's how you have to do premieres. Oh, here it is. Premiere. Set up premiere. There we go. Oh, nice. Mark, as is tradition. It's tradition now. Neo, don't hurt me. TG, give us a good move before you go. Alright, I'll give you a good move. Was I playing a game yesterday, Azura? That I was doing some moves to, and I can't remember. No! Yeah, my, what's it called? I think I did it to my daughter once in the car. We saw some cows. I was like, that was funny. Thanks for the dono, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you!
But, yeah, so I'll do moves, and if you want me to do something else, I'll do something else too. Been doing voices for you, though, hey? A public page. Let's change this to, like, 2:30, which is literally right now. So then I'll end the stream here, and we will get you right into here. So we'll schedule this. And, okay, so, yeah, that's the end of the stream. But, yeah, next stream we're going to work on, like I said, the, other inventory. We'll do the drag and drop stuff. I still need to do a hotbar, which, what the frick happened there? What happened there? What the hell? Melee, and then now there's a bunch of guns and stuff. Okay, whatever. We'll fix it next video. But, yeah, long story short, we'll do the... I can probably do the hotbar as well. And then the weapon select is going to be pretty similar to this. It will probably bring up a UI component, which will basically be this. And the other inventory will be a weapon select, so it'll have all the weapons and stuff that you would want to choose. And then if you want to add like a shop system or something like that to it, you could, right? So, Azura gave me some more. Give us another move. Alright. Gotta think of something different to do. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing. So, yeah, everything, guys. Like, we're gonna go fight some smushies. Take some milk. I don't know, something like that, right? Alright, so I didn't feel the passion with the one I got. Well, wait, number 3? No. Yeah, right. So, anyways, alright, so this is the end of the stream, like I said. Thanks a lot for the donos.
Thank you!
Appreciate it. Moo or face the Taurus. Sharpening them horns already, are you? Anyways, yeah, so hope you guys join me next stream. It'll be next Saturday, of course, and we'll catch you on the flippity. Keep learning until you game over. Peace.